Goes up if you're not generating chances. We've done enough of that the last 2 games. We've had some good grade A looks, just not burying in the back of the net. They will. Those chances will go in. They don't stay out that long. You get more concerned when you're not generating them. And but like I said, for us, it's just about bearing down on our opportunities when they come around.
Well, I'm concerned. They're 29th in the league in scoring. So we're halfway through the season. I understand what Joe's saying, and I get it because they played well the last 2 games. They really have. I mean, they've defended well, and their whole talk was if we defend well, we're going to be able to score, and they've generated the chances. They certainly have, but it's not a small sample size anymore. There's been some games where they've scored 5 or 4 goals, but and I know it's a little tale of 2 seasons, right? You had a little different look when Jim Montgomery was in charge, and it didn't seem like things were going the right direction. Since Joe Sacco has taken over, they certainly have gone in the right direction. But, it is what it is. This is where they're at in the NHL, and for 32 teams, they're low in the scoring department, and the margin for error is so small right now for the Bruins if they're not scoring. And the last couple of games, they have not been able to score. They've generated some good chances. They've played pretty well, but it's a results business, right? And right now, the results haven't come for the last couple of games, and this will be a tough test for them here today against a team that's I can't believe I'm saying it. They defend well. The Toronto has defended well. I know that, Stolarz is out right now, but they have played really well defensively, and that's something that needed to change for them and has so far this season.
Yeah, it's one thing to say we're generating chances. At some point, you got to start burying those chances if you're going to compete, especially with the best teams in this league. Well, some news coming out of the Bruins off day yesterday. The team signing center Mark Kastelik to a 3-year contract extension worth over $1.5 million a season. Kastelik, of course, has provided a lot of energy on that fourth line, has been a welcome addition since coming over to Boston in the Linus Ullmark trade over the summer, and he's happy to have found himself a new home.
I think almost from day one, the character in this room and the guys they brought him in long before I've been here, and the culture they've established, all that good stuff. I really felt it from day one, and I just felt like I belonged and felt comfortable right away, and that's a credit to the people they have in this organization. And so I'd say probably right from day one, it's felt like home.
Kastelik is a low-maintenance, quiet, off the ice, does his job on the ice guy. He's, as a coach, you know what you're going to get from him every night. And whether it's playing on the wing on the third line or whether it's playing in center on the fourth line, he is going to give you everything he has. He's not a guy that's going to score 40 goals, and that's no disrespect to him, but he is going to give you what he has every night. The energy level's there. The compete level is there. The willingness to defend your teammates and stand up at the right time. He understands the game. He understands the situation. No problems with him at all. So, nice new contract for him, and it's at a good number, I think. Anyhow, yeah. That's me personally. So, really happy to see him in the fold here for the next few years, and really popular teammate just because he knows when to do it, how to do it, and he's going to give you everything he's got. If you're looking to him to score 30, you're not going to get it. That's what you get paid $11 million for, right? I mean, right. That's if you're going to score 10 or under 10, and you're going to fight for your team, and you're going to stand up for your teammates, and you're going to bring the energy and the penalty killing and the face-offs and things like that, then this is your salary, and this is something he can definitely bring. And he's a very popular teammate. Yeah,
we could see it at the morning skate today. The players seemed genuinely happy for him getting that deal.
Yeah, they had it was funny this morning. He led the stretch here this morning after the morning skate was over, and then they had him go one-on-one with Swayman, a little shootout type of move, and he scored on Swayman. I don't know if Swayman let up on him, I'm not sure, but he scored on Swayman, gave it a nice fist pump, and really good kind of bonding thing, with your teammates. He's a very popular teammate.
Well, getting back to tonight's game, Bruins have lost 3 out of 4 coming into this one. In the 3 losses, they've managed just 4 total goals. We talked a little bit about the scoring. David Pasternak expressing a little bit of his frustration with where they're at right now.
I mean, it's hard, Obviously, sometimes you want to look at positive, but this is a game. We are 0-2 on this road trip, so it's tough to look at some positive right now. Obviously, we're going to regroup. We have a big divisional game, so flip the switch and focus to Toronto.
Yeah, for Pasta, he's had a good season. The goal scoring hasn't been there, and that's part of the reason the Bruins are as far down as they are. And it's not always him. For the breakaways he's had and for the opportunities he's had, the puck just has not gone on in the net for him here so far this season. The passing's been good. The playmaking's been good. He's had a couple of great, overtime setups. He had the nice setup the other day for Lindholm. That part of his game's been good, and the compete level's been good. You wonder if he's battling a little something here and there, right? He hasn't been at the top of his game, but he's been good. But from a team standpoint, you've had some guys start to pick it up, right? You've had some guys that are knocking on the door of double-digit scoring, whether it's Coyle and Geeky and Zaka. They'd like to see Frederick kind of pick it up a little bit offensively in the goal-scoring department. But I think it's timely goals. The power play can go a long way in unlocking some of the goal scoring, and that just has not been there all year. That's well documented. We've talked a lot about that. So they need to stay disciplined defensively and wait for the goal scoring to kind of pop a little bit for them. Right now they're in a bit of a rut goal scoring wise, and you hope that at some point that's going to break through.
Yeah, Pasta's right around a point a game. He's got 38 points in 40 games this year, but the goal scoring, as you mentioned, not quite where you expect it to be with him. 13 goals in the first half of the season, and he's only got 1 in the last 7 games, so that's certainly part of that frustration. Well, as we look at tonight's matchup, 3rd of 4 regular season meetings between the Bruins and Maple Leafs, and Joe Sacco says it's always intense when these two teams get together.
It's intense. It always has been. We've played them in the playoffs for I don't know how many years now, over the last 6 or 7 years, and it's always a good matchup against Toronto, and nothing's changed as far as now. I mean, they're ahead of us in the standings now. We're trying to climb. So there's a lot at stake every time you play these guys. It's always a great matchup.
Coming up here on our Bruins pregame show, we will go around the NHL, including Alex Ovechkin doing it again.
A rebound, they score! At the faceoff, it's Alex Ovechkin!
We'll hear more from Joe Sacco about tonight's matchup.
We have to get inside tonight. I mean, if we're going to play a perimeter game, if we're going to allow them to keep us to the outside, then we're not going to generate the chances or the looks that we want.
And up next, we'll take a closer look at the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Domi to Ekman-Larsson again. Shooting in traffic. Rebound! Scores! Rocket McMahon makes it 2-1 on the power play.
That's all on the way here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. Plus, get incredible value from the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Hurry into your Honda dealer today. Hey, DQ fans, get 2 of your favorite single cheeseburgers for $5 or 2 double cheeseburgers for just $7 with the DQ Cheeseburger Lovers deal. Go quick, this won't last long. Only for a limited time at participating DQ locations. Happy tastes good.
Hi, this is Trent Frederick, and I'm excited to team up with the Shaw's and Star Market Foundation and 98.5 The Sports Hub for Feeding the Puck for Families this year. Every time me or one of my teammates feeds the puck this season to help score a goal, the Shaw's and Star Market Foundation Nourishing Neighbors initiative will donate funds to end hunger here in our local communities. Since its inception, Nourishing Neighbors has raised more than $250 million across the country to ensure our neighbors have the nutrition needed to thrive. Locally, the Shaw's Shaw's and Star Market Foundation will be enabling a donation of $100 every time we feed the puck for a goal to the Greater Boston Food Bank to help end hunger, up to $50,000. To learn more about Feeding the Puck for Families, visit 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck.
What a week. My kids were practicing baseball near the chandelier. My wife forgot she was making toast. And I learned that I'm no plumber. Fortunately, safety insurance made life a little easier for us. Our customized coverage ensured we were protected, and safety made it easy to access our policy online, get text alerts, even take advantage of paperless billing. Ask an independent agent about safety insurance. We'll help you manage life's storms, even the self-created kind.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to drive smarter with high-tech features and excellent reliability. Plus, get incredible value from the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
That should just about do it as Tanev rings the boards with it to the far side, and the Maple Leafs are going to pull off a hard-fought 2-1 victory in New York against the Islanders on the strength of a couple of Bobby McMahon goals, including the winner on the power play from Ekman Larsson and Max Domi.
Back here in Toronto, Bruins and Maple Leafs coming up. And as we approach the halfway point of the NHL season, the Toronto Maple Leafs tied with the Florida Panthers atop the Atlantic Division standings with 50 points. Leafs have a game in hand, which they will play here tonight. Toronto this week swept a home-and-home series against the Islanders, winning at home on Tuesday 3-1, then taking the rematch on the road 2-1. Coach Craig Berube liked the way his team performed on Thursday.
You know, I liked our game pretty much. You know, I thought we played with a lot of pace tonight, and it was a hard game. I thought the Islanders were good. I thought they were difficult to play against, but I thought we did a good job. Our goalie was good. I mean, in the first period, we gave up some chances off of 3 odd man rushes, and he was big. That's big for us to get the saves there. You know, I thought that after that we didn't give up odd man rushes for most of the rest of the game. Checked hard, and then we got a big power play goal. You know, and we killed some penalties. You know, which was key.
So Toronto's been good defensively this year. You know, and Stolarz was a big reason for that. He's out with an injury. Their goaltender, but they have tightened up defensively, and I never thought I'd ever say that about Toronto, right? Because that's been one of their issues, you know, for years. I thought it got better last year in the playoffs, but hiring Craig Berube and, you know, just making it a focus, making sure that, you know, guys are dialed in defensively. The addition of Tanev has been a good one for them. Their goaltending has generally been pretty good. And, oh, by the way, today they get Austin Matthews back. So right. pretty good addition to their lineup here today. You know, when you look at Toronto, you know, as you mentioned, they're right now they are tied with the Florida Panthers for number 1 in the Atlantic Division. Toronto's played one less game, so percentage points, they're actually ahead of the Florida Panthers. 107 goals against for Toronto. The Panthers, on the other hand, have 124 goals against. The Bruins have 120 goals against. So, you know, it gives you a pretty good indication of where Toronto is at here and how they've played. And they've got some guys that are chipping in right now offensively. McCann is one of them. I mean, you know, Marner's done it all year. Tavares has done it most of the year, especially with Austin Matthews out of the lineup. He's really stepped up in a big way. So they're getting some good contributions for people, but defensively, they've become tougher to play against, and that's going to be an issue for the Bruins here today. And for a team that's struggling to score goals, that's going to be the biggest challenge for them.
Well, let's talk about Austin Matthews, because when we were here in early November, he was a surprise scratch. They announced it the morning of that he was going to be out with an upper body injury. He ended up missing 9 games in that stretch, came back for a little while, then missed the last 6 games, gets back in the lineup tonight, and he's excited.
Yeah, it's exciting. Obviously, never fun watching, so it's always, I feel excited about being back in.
Punish him. I mean,
test him out, see how he's feeling, right?
I don't know what the injury is. Nobody's really talking about it. He went to Germany at one point when he missed some games and had to go over there for some treatment. Felt that was a better avenue for him. Came back, got hit against the Buffalo Sabres, and whether he aggravated or re-aggravated it or something new, who knows? I mean, it's been a weird season for Austin Matthews. So, like, when you don't explain injuries, right? It's okay. We don't want to tell the other team what's ailing somebody, right? You got to punish him. I mean, make him pay the price. It's a lot like when the Bruins played Columbus back to back, and you had Werenski, and he did anything and everything he wanted in the first game of that back to back series, and he had 4 assists, and nobody laid a finger on him. And the next night, the Bruins played them. They shut the Columbus Blue Jackets out. They hit him a few times. Marchand hit him hard in the corner at one point, and then ended up drawing a penalty. Yeah, make him pay the price. And it's not just him. All those top guys, whether it's Nylander, whether it's Matthews, whether it's Marner. I mean, you've got to be physical on these guys. It's easier said than done. They're world-class players. They're really good players, but you need to be physical on them. Whatever
the injury is, Matthews admitted this week he may not get over it during the course of this season, so you have to try and test him out. Meanwhile, as Beersy mentioned, they've been dealing with an injury to goaltender Anthony Stolarz. He was tied for the league lead in save percentage, second in the league in goals against average. Joseph Woll gets the start tonight. His numbers have been pretty darn good as well. He's in the top 10 in goals against and 4th in save percentage on the season. He'll get the start tonight for the Maple Leafs. Well, coming up next, we'll check out the injury report, then we'll go around the NHL. Coming up here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
This week on Let's Go with Bill Belichick, Max Crosby, Peter King, and me, Jim Gray. Los Angeles Chargers coach Jim Harbaugh. Now you're back with an opportunity here in the playoffs. It happened pretty quick.
It feels good, really good. That's how it's felt, since day one, where everybody is doing anything and everything they can to help us be successful and to win. If you have that, it's just who could have it better.
Listen to the extended version of Let's Go, now available exclusively on the SiriusXM app.
Sports Grid Radio on SiriusXM has you covered this NFL season.
It all comes down to this in the NFC North. Sam Darnold and the Vikings go into Detroit to take on Jared Goff and the Lions with everything on the line. Will the Lions repeat as NFC North champions, or can the Vikings take back the throne? Make sure you tune in to Sports Grid Radio to stay up to date on all the latest.
The place to get the winning edge over the sports books this football season is Sports Grid Radio, channel 159 in the car and on the SiriusXM app.
Under review.
So I always crack up when people go, I got a 4th and a 5th and a 6th. And yeah, and Charlie Brown got a rock. I'll take the 4th, 5th, and 6th over the rock. If you miss on your first-round draft pick, it can happen. You miss the second time, what are we doing here? You miss the third time, you should be fired. What are you doing running your team's draft? No excuses.
Under review
with Mick Kern.
11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio,
SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
Join me, Scott Laughlin, and Gord Stellick, along with former NHLer Mike Johnson for NHL Morning Skate, weekday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
Vegas Golden Knights head coach Bruce Cassidy.
What gets you excited when you see their team, really starting to function at a high level?
Now you're bringing new guys in and creating a culture for them. I have always enjoyed that, enjoyed it in Boston, love it here. 2 organizations with great culture and winning sort of attitudes, and we're seeing some young guys get a little more responsibility and handling it well.
The Power Play.
Weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern
on NHL Network Radio,
SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
Bruins and Maple Leafs coming up from Toronto. Let's take a quick look at tonight's injury report. Coach Joe Sacco giving an update this week on injured defenseman Hampus Lindholm, who's been out since November 12th with a lower body injury. Sacco said Lindholm has not gotten back on the ice yet, but is getting closer to a return to skating. Meanwhile, one lineup change tonight from Thursday. Defenseman Jordan Osterley expected to dress with Parker Wotherspoon out of the lineup. That's a look at the injury report. We'll go around the NHL next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Happy holidays. Welcome to the Nissan year-end sales event. Are you interested in a test drive? Absolutely. Great. Well, there's the new V6 powered Frontier. Oh, The Rogue with an available 12.3-inch touchscreen. All right. Oh, and the all-new Kicks, which has intelligent all-wheel drive. Nice. So what do you think? Finished with all your holiday shopping?
About to be. Toss me the keys. Let's go.
Hurry in for the best deals of the year, only at the Nissan Year-End Sales Event. Now get a low $239 per month lease for 36 months on Rogue. Available feature, intelligent all-wheel drive cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. Always monitor traffic and weather conditions. Well-qualified lessees, 2024 Rogue S all-wheel drive, $46.89 initial payment excludes tax, title, and license. Disposition fee due at lease end. Take from new dealer stock. Call 1-888-858-8319 for offer details. Ends 1/6/25.
If you need tires, think Town Fair Tire. Thinking name brands? We have them all. Thinking price? We beat the competitors. Free services? We have those too. For the guaranteed lowest price, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
Hockey season means it's Peerless Boiler season. Now is the perfect time to replace your old boiler with a new Peerless Boiler. Don't wait. Act now. Go to PeerlessBoilers.com for a dealer near you. And remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. It's time for powerful performance, plus plenty of room inside. Start your journey in a brand new vehicle. Check out the Honda Ridgeline, Pilot, or CRV.
See dealer for financing details.
The Peterson School has been a leader in teaching the trade since 1946 and is now enrolling for their spring semester in Woburn, Westwood, Worcester, and Haverhill. Visit petersonschool.com to learn more. The Peterson School, they teach the trades.
Bruins and the Maple Leafs coming up here in Toronto as we go around the NHL. Couple of afternoon games already finals. Alex Ovechkin and the Capitals beat the Rangers this afternoon 7-4.
A rebound, they score! Off the faceoff, it's Alex Ovechkin! Cutting low, backhand short side on Quinn. 9:10 left, it's 5-3 Washington!
Yeah, the count continues for Alex Ovechkin. What is he, 23 or 24?
More,
23 more until he passes Wayne Gretzky, whether it happens this year or next year. He's on a pretty good pace since coming back into the lineup. He was on a good pace before he went out of the lineup with an injury, but the Rangers, who were stingy against the Bruins the other day, not so much here today. 7 goals allowed to the Washington Capitals. 7 different goal scorers for Washington.
Cody Ceci and the Sharks pulled out a late win over the Devils this afternoon.
On the Wenberg across the line. He's in deep. Tries to get it in front. Blocked nicely by Siegenthaler, who loses an edge and loses control of the puck. Here's Wenberg to the blue line. Ceci with the blast. They score. It goes off the glove of Markstrom. And with 24.2 to go, the Sharks lead 3-2.
Yeah, New Jersey second place in the Metro Division, loses to the San Jose Sharks here today. 35 seconds remaining on the clock when that goal by Ceci went in. Not a good goal for New Jersey to allow, but San Jose, they're an exciting kind of team, right? I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing them. We haven't seen them yet live, right? So right. I'm looking forward to seeing them. New Jersey, obviously a very good team here in the Metro Division, but losing this one here today.
Yeah, it's just the 13th win of the year for the Sharks. Games tonight include the Red Wings visiting the Jets. Alex DeBrincat and the Red Wings have won 3 out of 4 since the coaching change.
I think there's no quit. I think we're not getting down on the bench when we have a momentum swing. We just keep working to get that momentum back, and it's been going well for us.
It'll be a good challenge against Winnipeg here today. Detroit's actually won 3 in a row, right? Todd McClellan took over. They lost their first game. Now they've won 3 in a row heading into this one, but against a very good Winnipeg Jets team.
Also in action tonight, the Minnesota Wild will visit the Carolina Hurricanes. And the Wild's Marco Rossi talked about how the team is dealing with the injuries to Kirill Kaprizov and Jared Spurgeon.
Yeah, I think we know, before the game, they're a really good team, and we know what we have to do against them. And we know who's missing, too. And so it's important to stay together as a team and just, fight for each other.
Yeah, really good matchup here. Minnesota taking on Carolina. Minnesota's won 2 in a row despite the fact that they're missing Kirill Kaprizov. You look up and down the Western Conference right now, the top teams in the West and what they're doing, right? I mean, Winnipeg just lost 1 game in overtime, but they're still number 1 in the West. Minnesota's won 2 in a row. Colorado's won 6 in a row. Vegas won. They just keep winning. They're 8-2 in their last 10. LA Kings, they've won 3 in a row. Edmonton's won 2 in a row. These are all the top teams in the Western Conference.
Columbus Blue Jackets will host St. Louis tonight.
I think for Columbus, I mean, we saw them a couple times here recently, and St. Louis coming off the win at the Winter Classic against Chicago. And by all accounts, the Winter Classic was great. It was a great scene. The only thing that was bad is the game because St. Louis blew Chicago out in that game.
The Montreal Canadiens visit Colorado tonight. Jared Bednar's Avs have won 6 in a row and 10 of their last 12, even as they're dealing with some injuries, including losing goalie Scott Wedgwood on Thursday night.
For me, it's about getting our guys healthy and continuing to play with that type of heart. You know, that's what we want to do. The habits, we're going to have to continue to battle through injuries, obviously. There's guys missing, and we're just hoping that we get healthy for the right time.
Did you catch Jared Bednar's comments the other day after, was it Wedgwood?
After the Wedgwood injury?
Yeah.
If you didn't see it, he got
was
hurt.
Spot on.
He got hurt. He was laying in the net injured, and they let the play continue and gave up a goal.
Buffalo ended up scoring. They came back. They played Buffalo twice this year. They've come back big time in both games to beat the Sabres. But I'm with him. I'm wondering if he's getting fined because he had some choice words for the referees in that one. But he was very matter of fact, and he wasn't wrong. You know, his player knocked the Buffalo player into the goaltender. No question there. So he wasn't going to challenge for goalie interference. But there was an injury. We saw the play get blown dead the other day in New York.
Yes.
When Trocheck got hit with a shot, and he wasn't even hurt. Like he could have been. I mean, you want to make sure that he's okay, player safety, everything like that. And they blew the whistle immediately. This was a goalie laying in the net for 5 seconds.
Yeah, unable to play the
until
position.
Buffalo scored. So he was absolutely right on it, and good on him. But I don't know if he's getting fined or not. Usually, if you start to criticize the referees, you get fined, but not us.
That's our look around the NHL. We'll have Bruins interim head coach Joe Sacco joining us next here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
It all comes down to this. Week 18 in the NFL. And there's only one place to hear all the action.
Touchdown, Washington! We'll see you in the postseason!
And that's the Sunday Drive. This is Steve Torrey. Join Bill Leckus and me at noon Eastern for live listen-ins, guests, playoff implications, and coaching news around the NFL.
The Lions will take on the Vikings with everything at stake.
Spend Week 18 with a Sunday Drive at noon Eastern on NFL Radio Channel 88 and on the SiriusXM app.
It's soccer's most thrilling league.
Only the Premier League can make you feel like this.
And now every match is on the SiriusXM app.
Can you believe it?
From the title race.
This is remarkable. Keeps this title charge on track, surely.
To the relegation fight.
The impossible may still be possible.
Hear every English Premier League match on the SiriusXM app and talk about all the EPL drama on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SiriusXM app.
Hockey 24/7 on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
The only 2 players in the history of the National Hockey League to have 600 goals, 1,600 points, 3 Stanley Cups, and 2 Conn Smythes. Wayne and Sid. Just it absolutely blows your mind how good Sidney Crosby is and how much we take him for granted.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91. And on your schedule with the SiriusXM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91.
24/7 hockey talk.
To understand that you are allowed to legally still check the head, not just the head. The head by itself is a penalty. If you wanted to change it, that would be like in the IIHF. That's probably a penalty at the Olympics. That's probably at the World Juniors. That guy's gone and suspended. I ask you, do you want that?
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91. And on your schedule with the SiriusXM app.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification across the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
Here's the thing.
24/7 hockey.
He missed the target. Draisaitl back the other way for the winner. Draisaitl scores!
Our pregame interview with Joe Sacco is brought to you by Safety Insurance, providing comprehensive coverage for your auto, home, and business. Ask your independent agent about safety. We'll help you manage life's storms. Well, as we go back to that loss to the Rangers on Thursday, anything you can pinpoint about why, despite so many chances, you guys were having trouble finishing?
Well, the goalie probably has something to do with it on the other team, but for us, it was just more about just not capitalizing on some opportunities that we had. He made some timely saves for them. We still need to make sure that we don't lose focus of why we're getting the chances too. It's because we've been playing better defensively, and we don't want to lose sight of that fact.
You said playing better defensively. There were a couple of miscues in the first period that wound up in the back of the net. What happened on those plays in your eyes?
Well, the first goal against is just a 2D colliding in the neutral zone, going for a puck that's up in the air. So it's not really a structural breakdown. And then when our goalie got it, he moved it up, and unfortunately it went to one of their guys. So, I mean, there's a breakdown, but it's not really structure. It's more just like an unlucky play, I would say. The second goal was more of a maybe an ill-advised pinch at that time, but we still have to have a better F3. We always talk about the importance of F3 in our system, and so we got to make sure that we're backing up our D when they decide to play down the walls.
You guys have lost back-to-back games to start this road trip, but how do you feel about the way the team's played overall in those two games?
Well, it's hard because you don't come up with any points, so you feel like there's areas that you want to make sure that you're covering. But I got to say, overall, I think we're pleased with the effort for the most part, and that's what you're really looking at, right? Is the work there? Is the effort there? Are they doing things that we're asking of them? And they are. The group is responding, and I just, tonight's a different night for us, and the puck will end up in the back of the net, like I said before. I think we generated 10 grade A's we counted last game, so those are good looks. Not talking about 2 or 3, we're talking double digits, and those will go in eventually. We have good players that will find the back of the net.
We talked the other day about Mark Kastelik and what he brings to your lineup. He gets a contract extension yesterday. What kind of message does it send to the room, particularly the guys who have those third and fourth line roles?
I guess it says that if you're a good pro and you play the right way and you're a good teammate, number one, he obviously brings a lot of value to our group as far as how he plays and his determination and his will out there on the ice and his ability to stick up for his teammates and his ability to play as well. So it's a great message. That hard work actually does pay off.
It looked like out on the ice this morning, the guys looked genuinely happy for him.
Yeah, obviously. He's, like I said before, he's just a great teammate. He's a great guy to coach. He's very coachable. He's always wanting to learn. And that's all you can really ask of someone in Mark's role.
We saw some of Pasternak playing with Lindholm and Marchand the other night. Looks like you're going to stick with that here tonight. What about that combination, putting them together and, because there's kind of, I guess, maybe two schools of thought as I look at it, that, you can have a more balanced lineup up top, or you can, put those guys all together and see if you can generate some scoring.
Well, I wouldn't take away from that other line. I think it's still balanced. I think with Coyle in the middle, with Pav and Geeky, those are 3 good players as well. So I don't look at it as much as, we're losing balance with our top 6. It's just a different look for us on the road. I like the look on the road right now. And what it does, it gives Coyle an opportunity to help us in the face-off circle on the road, especially when I want to put that line maybe in some defensive zone starts. And I like the way that Marshy, Poster, and Lindy played the other night for 2 periods, I think it was. They seemed to have some good chemistry right off the hop. They scored a goal in the second period. So, plans change, but we're going to start that way.
What's the key to attacking this team, because they're better defensively than they have been in the past here in Toronto?
Yeah, they're much better. They protect the slot well, so we have to get inside tonight. I mean, if we're going to play a perimeter game, if we're going to allow them to keep us to the outside, then we're not going to generate the chances of the looks that we want. So we have to fight our way to the inside. We have to get bodies in front of the goaltender, making sure that we're doing a good job of that. And then just managing the puck between the blue lines. They seem to be defending the blue line fairly well. If there's no space in front of you, it's got to go behind them. You got to get on the forecheck and create some offense that way.
And how about your guys defensively? They get Matthews back. We know how dangerous not only he is, but their lineup is up and down.
Yeah, and it's just the opposite for us. It's about protecting our goaltender in the slot for us. They do a good job on the forecheck. They're not a perimeter team. Pucks come into that front. They come into the slot area. So we're going to have to be good at our box outs. We're going to have to be good making sure we're not giving any rebound chances and then protecting the middle of the ice.
Appreciate the time. Good luck tonight.
Okay, thanks.
There's Joe Sacco. Bruins and the Maple Leafs are coming up next. 8 to go. Puck comes behind the net. Fox will shoot it around the glass, and it gets past Wari and all the way down ice. And he will not be able to get back in time to force an icing call. The Rangers snap their 4-game losing streak and win for only the 5th time in 20 games. On Thursday night, the Bruins fell in New York to the Rangers after only finding the back of the net once for the 2nd game in a row. Something forward Elias Lindholm knows isn't sustainable if they're going to have success going forward.
Obviously, we had chances to score more than one goal, and obviously their goal we played made some good saves. Just gotta find ways to put it back on the net. I think we had a lot of chances last game too. It's not good enough to score one goal again.
They'll need more than one tonight as they head to Toronto to face the return of Austin Matthews. It's the Bruins and the Maple Leafs coming up next.
Boston Bruins hockey is driven by the stylish Honda Accord, available at your local New England Honda dealers.
Cross to Esposito, shot, it's all tied up. Bang! Cam Neely.
Nathan Horton wins Game 7 in overtime. David Pastrnak wins the series for the Bruins. The rebound to Trent Frederick. And the Bruins are back in front by 2.
The Bruins are brought to you by VA New England, Granite City Electric GCE Nitrate, Valvoline Instant Oil Change, Coors Banquet, your New England Ford dealers, Live Nation, Safety Insurance, Peerless Boilers, and by Shaw's and Star Market.
Backhand, it'll save Thomas. Swayman made a great stop at the far post.
And by Town Fair Tire, TD Bank, your Boston area Nissan dealers, Charles D. Sheehy, Ticketmaster, Dairy Queen, Bosch Tools, Hub International New England, the Peterson School, your Eastern Region Lexus dealers, and by DraftKings Sportsbook.
Back to Orr. Put in. Fire! His 104th backhand score on a penalty shot for Raymond Bourque.
David Pastrnak calls game, and the Bruins win it 2-1. Bergeron, and the Bruins win the series.
Now here's Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers.
Bruins and Maple Leafs coming up from Toronto as the Bruins try to snap a 2-game losing streak. How do they get going offensively tonight?
Well, it's going to be it's funny to say, but it's going to be difficult against the Toronto Maple Leafs team that's really kind of revamped themselves and have been a stingier team defensively. They've learned how to they've taken a priority in making sure that they defend well. They can still score. They've got the top guys that can score, and they're getting Austin Matthews back in the lineup here today. But from the Bruins standpoint, getting inside in the offensive zone, not being denied, but also not sacrificing at the other end of the ice in order to try to get it done.
Tonight's keys to the game brought to you by Town Fair Tire. For the guaranteed lowest prices on tires, go to Town Fair Tire, because nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. We'll have the opening face-off coming up next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
It's the most wonderful time of the year for getting in on all the hoops, football, and hockey action at DraftKings Sportsbook. In the season of giving, we're being gifted college football and basketball, pro football and basketball, and pro hockey. Cool. Almost 24/7. And here's a gift for all new customers. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code SportsHub. That's code SportsHub for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Happy holidays from DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Hope is here. Call 800-327-5050 or gamblinghelplinema.org. 21 plus. Play it smart from the start. GameSenseMA.com. Massachusetts only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
Sports don't get any tougher than hockey, and trucks don't get any tougher than Ford F-Series, F-150, and Super Duty. The trucks that move mountains also move parade floats and snowmobiles. With that versatility, it's no wonder Ford F-Series is the #1 selling pickup for 47 years straight. Visit buyfordnow.com for great offers. Your New England Ford dealers, a proud partner of your Boston Bruins. Sales claim based on 1977 to 2023 CY total sales.
Bruins and the Toronto Maple Leafs getting ready to get underway here at Scotiabank Arena in Toronto. Before we get to the opening face-off, let's go down to ice level, and Natalie Morris will perform the national anthems.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Opening face-off between the Leafs and the Bruins coming up. We take a look at our starting lineups here tonight. In goal for the Toronto Maple Leafs, Joseph Wolf. On defense, the pairing of Jake McCabe and Chris Tanev. And up front, Matthew Nyes, Austin Matthews, and Mitch Marner. For the Bruins, it's Jeremy Swayman starting in goal. Nikita Zadorov and Charlie McAvoy, your defensemen. Up front, Brad Marchand, David Pastrnak, and they're centered by Elias Lindholm. The starting lineups are brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code SportsHub. That's code SportsHub for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours.
And the first 5 minutes of tonight's game are presented by your New England Ford dealers. Tonight's New England Ford dealers' first 5 contestant of the game is Spencer Boucher of Manchester, New Hampshire. If the Bruins score in the first 5 minutes, Spencer will win a pair of tickets for a future Bruins game, courtesy of the New England Ford dealers. Enter the contest at 985thesportshub.com. Bruins will go from left to right here in the first period. In the road, white helmets and sweaters. And Elias Lindholm right in on the attack. Give it over to far side Marchand, and Austin Matthews gets back to make a defensive play before Marchand could get off that shot. Puck comes in behind the Toronto net. McCabe spun it up the near side. Nye trying to move it through the neutral ice. Couldn't get it to Marner. Now does. Matthews has it along the near side of the blue line and will play it in towards Swayman. Doubles it aside for Zadorov. Off the far boards, it's played on to Pasternak coming through neutral ice. He takes a shot, hit the post, rebound, kicked off of Wall, and trickled toward the goal line, and he was able to pull it from the line just in time. Nylander's got the Leafs back in the attack zone. Fed one along for Pacioretty. Now here's Tavares swinging one through the slot onto the far circle. They work it back to the point. A long shot by Myers, kicked aside by Swayman. Boyle played over to Carlo, and he'll play it up the far wing. Geekie redirects on into the Toronto zone. Riley spun it around the near boards. Tavares waiting for it in the neutral ice. Takes a hit from Andrew Peak, but gets it in toward Jeremy Swayman, who's got it, and he hangs on to it with some pressure from Robertson.
Well, you know how we've had some of those games that we call low-event games? I mean, we're just over a minute in, and it's been anything but. First of all, Marchand had a great look. That puck rolled off his stick. I know that Matthews came back and helped it, but that puck had already rolled off his stick. He was in good shooting position in the middle of the ice, and then David Pasternak, 1 against 2, ripping that puck off the post. It went back off of Wool, and he had to reach back with the paddle to pull that puck off the goal line.
Here's a chance in front for Robertson, a one-timer, and Swayman makes a good stop. Benoit got it around behind the Bruins net. It'll come out through the slot, out toward Robertson. Played it off toward the right wing circle. McMahon put it wide, and it'll be brought to the near side. Kastelik will force it out. Frederick in the neutral ice finds Brazo just inside the Toronto line, and around behind Woll. It comes out to backhand it into the far corner.
This line has been really effective for the Toronto Maple Leafs recently.
Taken by Beecher. Straight on shot by... and a save by Wall. Puck forced behind the net. Brought near side. McMahon got it to the blue line, but not out as Beecher gets over there to keep it in. Around it goes to the far side. Zadorov stepping into a shot from the left circle. Wall made the save. Wahlstrom able to win it back along that far board. McAvoy shoots one wide of the net to the near side and around to the far boards. Now Zadorov got it back across to the near circle for Koepke. Threw it in front. Redirected. Zadorov's got it. Turnaround shot by Wahlstrom is kicked away, and it'll be McMahon to bring it out of the Leafs zone. Harassed by Wahlstrom coming through neutral ice, and the puck will come behind Jeremy Swayman. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the first period. Elias Lindholm coming through neutral ice, got run to the boards, but was able to get it into the Toronto zone from behind the net. It's Myers to play it to the far side, but Mason Lohrei there, and his slap shot is gloved by Woll. No rebound.
Great pace to start this game. You know, hockey night in Canada, right? I mean, it's it adds a little something to it. There's no question about it. Love playing in some of these games. Back in the old Maple Leaf Garden. It's got a good pace to start it, though.
Now, Joe Sacco said during our pregame interview, there's always a little extra juice when these two teams get together.
No, it's not just that. It's just the whole build-up of it. This morning was packed with media people. And, going to some cities and there's 3 people there.
Right.
Asking questions of the coach. There's 20 this morning.
At least.
Give or take.
Puck played into the Bruins zone here. Nyes going into the corner. Two aside, they battle for possession. Austin Matthews comes away with a puck. Tibbetts tries to get around. Elias Lindholm goes to the back of the net. A centering pass by Marner got right through. Now Marner one time, so 3 puck wide of the net. Taken off the far boards. Here's Marner again. Gave it across near side, and Nyes fired and scored. So the Leafs grab the early lead less than 3.5 minutes in. It'll be McCabe who gets the goal, not Nyes.
They don't get a lot of goal scoring from their defensemen. I think 7 coming into tonight's game, and 2 of them were Morgan Riley against the Bruins, but this is Marner pulling this puck off the wall and on the right side and getting it into the left wing circle as McCabe activates. McCabe's not a guy that's going to score a ton of goals, but he's going to give you everything he's got. He's able to get one here on the short side, like blocker side high on Swayman. First goal of the year.
And the Leafs get it deep right off the face-off here. Riley banked it off the near boards, but played by Geekie. Carlo got it into neutral ice, knocked down out of midair by Zacha, but Tavares will force it back into Boston territory. Nylander in front. Pacioretty hit the post to the glove side. The horn sounds, but referee washed it out.
If it would have went in, Pacioretty would be celebrating right now. It went off the post and out, but breakdown defensively for the Bruins.
Myers ices the puck here for Toronto, so the Bruins will get an attack zone faceoff. 4:10 into this first period, down by 1.
Yeah, a little leaky defensively right now for the Bruins, and Toronto's got their skating legs going. That was a 3-on-2, and that pass centered right there for Pacioretty off the stick of Nylander from the right wing side, and Pacioretty putting it off the post to the glove hand side of Swayman.
McCabe's first of the year from Marner and Tanev at 3:29. The difference in this one early. Off the draw, puck comes around the near side. Frederick kept alive at the blue line, got it to McAvoy. He skates it around behind the Toronto net. Back to Frederick for a one-timer, and a kick save by Woll.
Good setup right there. McAvoy activating from the point.
Nylander and Tavares come forward to the Boston blue line. Brazo coming back to help make the defensive play. Turns it up ice. Frederick goes across ice. Here's Wahlstrom along the far side circle, cutting toward the slot, takes the shot. Woll stayed right with him, made the save, and then covered up the puck as Frederick gets into a little shoving battle with Bobby McMahon after the whistle.
Good opportunity from Wahlstrom. Man, we talked about him the other day. He hit the post the other day on a nice move, nice play. This one, he'd like to get up a little bit higher. He's cutting from left to right across the low slot. He's being bothered a little bit by Nylander on the back check. And he wants to go upstairs with this puck, but Woll stays with him. He doesn't really get it as high as he wants to. A good opportunity.
Wahlstrom still looking for his first as a Bruin.
I still think that if he gets one, he's going to get 4 or 5 because he's that type of player. A little streaky, good shot, good offensively. He's had some opportunities.
He has.
He hasn't been great. He had a couple of off nights, I think, but he's had some good looks.
Yeah, that really good first game and kind of dipped a little bit, but last couple games, as that puck angles out of play off of Swayman.
Marchand just got finished hard there in that offensive zone when he had the puck along the wall. He's going to take Marner away, and it was Matthews who gives him Matthews is a strong guy. He doesn't hit very often. He doesn't take many penalties, but he's a strong guy. And kind of good finish on Marchand over along the wall.
Well, we talked about in the pregame trying to test him physically. He might be trying to test himself out there a little bit as well. And he's missed 15 games, 6 in the most recent stretch.
It's a mystery right now what it is and how long it's going to hinder him.
Kastelik tried to shoot coming into the Toronto zone. Blocked wide by Ekman Larsson. Domi out of the near corner. Gets a little pick from Benoit to find some open space. Got it just outside the blue line. McAvoy had it briefly, but now the Leafs get right back. And Domi coming ahead. Centering pass denied by Zadorov. Off the near wall. Out to the neutral ice. It'll be Robertson. Drag it back into the Boston end. Sends it around the boards. Domi off the near wall, left it at the hash marks, taken away by Kastelik, and up the ice, his pass, bounds away from Beecher. 14-10 left here in the first period. Toronto out to a 1-0 lead. Tipped down into the left wing corner of the Bruins zone. Lorai reversed it back around toward the near side, played out toward the blue line and overshot Zacha. Myers will skate back onto it for Toronto.
The pace is excellent to start this game. If you're not ready to skate in this one, you're going to be behind.
Hunter Dewar able to get in behind Peak and avoid a Toronto icing. Puck came behind the net. Charlie Coyle will start it up the near side. Coyle, Geekie, and Zacha together on this line.
And Charlie Coyle back in the middle.
Yeah, he had gone for a while without taking many face-offs. Back at that center position. He had been playing wing, of course, on the line with, as that puck comes through neutral ice. Brazo kicks it along here for Frederick. And it's taken away by Benoit. Ekman Larson fed one through the middle of the neutral zone. Frederick got a piece of it, but Tavares will get it deep. Wallstrom peels out of the corner. On for Frederick, pushed out to the red line. Played right back from Nylander to Tavares. Now backed up for Benoit. One pass ahead. Sent deep into Boston territory. Swayman into the near corner to Carlo. Up out into the neutral zone. Brazeau kept it moving forward. Marchand chasing it toward the near side. Tanev able to hold the blue line. Now Brazeau gets it deep. He'll head off as part of a change. Cave over to Tanev in the far circle of the Toronto zone. Pass up ice. Poked ahead by Marner. Into the far corner. McAvoy up against Matthews in that corner. McAvoy able to win the puck to Elias Lindholm. They get it to the blue line, but not out. Tanev speared it back toward Matthews. Away in the far circle, Zadorov couldn't get it out. Matthews forced it back around. McAvoy will send it up the right side and dumped in by Pasternak as he gets bumped into by Nyes. Riley comes out behind the Toronto net. 8 minutes into this first period. Riley gets a pass back through neutral ice. Skates down the left wing side, around to the far boards. Tapped away from Domi. Robertson reaching it out of the blue line to keep that in, but played across ice, and Andrew Peak right there. Pasternak will help it back into the Toronto zone. Myers had it knocked off his stick by Beecher, but now Robertson will bring out here and send up the right side to Riley. Riley down the right wing circle, trying to get one in front. That was blocked, and around the far boards, it'll be taken by Beecher out into the neutral ice. Drives it into the Toronto zone and heads off on a change. Riley from the near circle. Up the left side for Dewar. Osterley pivots away from a check from Camp in the near corner. Bruins break out. Zaka, right side here for Coyle. Try to get it back into the middle for Osterley. Tipped up into the air. Osterley diving to try to keep that puck alive. Out into the neutral zone just in front of the Toronto bench. Tangled up for Geekie and Dewar. At center ice now, it's dumped in by Carlo. All the way around the far boards, it comes right to Charlie Coyle. Tipped off the stick of Ekman Larson up into the air. Kept alive by Geekie, and a wide angle shot by Coyle is taken by Woll, and he hangs on to it. So a quick pace here to the first 9 minutes plus, and Toronto's got the early 1-0 lead. Back with more on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda.
It's a drama-filled final week of the NFL regular season, and you can follow all the twists and turns on SiriusXM. Division championships are on the line.
Touchdown, Lamar Jackson!
Win and you're in.
Touchdown, Denver! What a throw by Bo Nix!
And it all concludes with a Sunday night showdown between the Vikings and Lions for the NFC's top seed. Hear every NFL game all the way through Super Bowl 59 on SiriusXM and the SiriusXM app.
This week on Let's Go with Bill Belichick, Max Crosby, Peter King, and me, Jim Gray. Los Angeles Chargers coach Jim Harbaugh. Now you're back with an opportunity here in the playoffs. It happened pretty quick.
It feels good, really good. That's how it's felt, since day one, where everybody is doing anything and everything they can to help us be successful and to win. If you have that, it's just who could have it better.
Listen to the extended version of Let's Go, now available exclusively on the SiriusXM app.
Hey, this is James Hinchcliffe from Off Track with Hinch and Rossi. Do you love podcasts?
Yep.
Do you have a best friend?
Oh, yeah.
Do you like driving 200 miles per hour in a car with no roof?
Sure do.
Well, then join me and my best friend, IndyCar driver and 2016 Indy 500 winner, Alex Rossi.
That's me.
Twice a week for Off Track with Hinch and Rossi on SiriusXM Podcast Network. All year round, we're talking IndyCar, F1, food, travel, and more with some of the biggest names from on and off the track.
So download Off Track with Hinch and Rossi now, available on the SiriusXM app or wherever you get your podcasts.
The first 5 minutes of tonight's game were brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. Start your year with an award-winning SUV or get winter ready with a Ford F-Series.
There's some games that we watch, Ryan, and we call, and they're just kind of yawners, right? From the start, and it takes a little while for both teams to kind of get into it. That's not the case today. I think it's been a great pace. Both teams have generated some good scoring chances. Toronto, obviously, the better of the two so far.
Right off the draw. Shot attempt by Geekie, blocked wide of the net. It'll come to McAvoy on the right circle. Centering pass for Coyle is broken up, and the puck will come all the way back into Bruins territory. Jake McCabe scored 3:29 into this one. David Pasternak hit a post very early on in this one.
Yeah, Frederick had a good chance, too. I mean, he was right. That was a pass from, I believe it was McAvoy from down low, and Frederick had rotated into the high slot, got a good one-timer away.
Leafs will come out of their zone with the puck. Tavares through neutral ice, chipped down the right wing side. Mitch Marner got an assist on that Leafs goal. That
He's
gives
had
him
a good
39 assists on the year. Bruins don't have anyone with that many points.
He takes some heat sometimes here, and I don't get it. He's a really good player.
That's 52 points on the year for him in 40 games. As the puck goes past Matthews, it's going to be an icing against Toronto. We got 9:46 to go here in the first.
Yeah, I mean, we don't see him every day, but he takes some heat sometimes, and I don't see it. He's a complete player, from what I can tell. Conscious defensively, puts up points offensively, extremely skilled.
Had 85-plus points in each of the last 3 seasons. That's not that much to complain about.
Well, the complaint here is that they don't win in the playoffs.
That's been a complaint
Someone's
for a long
going to be the
time.
poster boy.
Yeah. There's Marchand taking one from in front of the Bruins bench. He'll bring it up through neutral ice. Pass across. The ice was deflected. Lindholm gets it. Pasternak fired in front. Ricocheted off a couple of skates, including Marchand's. And Wall had to kick it out of the crease.
You hope that this puck luck changes at some point, because that's the way it's been. That's a good opportunity for the Bruins, even though it's not a clean chance.
Down the left side, here is Marner with a shot from inside. Swayman made the stop
between
there.
his legs for that shot.
Myers comes back into the Toronto zone to grab the puck off the clear. 9 minutes to go here in the first. Morai stepping up the blue line. Denied the first effort to get in. Now he'll come back behind the Bruins net, play it around the near side. Morai got it from Wahlstrom. Through neutral ice. Bounced away from Brazo, but picked up by Frederick as he goes down the left wing side. Gets bumped off his stride by Myers. Riley reaching for the puck behind the net, poked it into the far corner, and Myers will deal it ahead for Robertson. And the puck went out of play. We get a tangle with Frederick and Domi.
I thought Domi wanted to go there. And then he didn't.
So we'll step aside here. It's the officials, the two of them over by the benches. Officials getting between them once again. So we've got 8.5 minutes to go here in the first, and it's Toronto with a 1-0 lead here on the 98.5 The Sports Up Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Every great team is built around its stars. So let's meet the stars of your New England Ford dealer's award-winning lineup of SUVs. First up, we have the Bronco Sport. Its iconic styling really sets it apart on the road, and its all-terrain capability makes it ready for anything. Then, there's the Ford Explorer. There's room for 7 passengers and a ton of gear. Your New England Ford dealers have some great offers on the whole award-winning lineup. Stop by today and see for yourself.
TD cardholders score special benefits at TD Garden. From pro shop discounts and free tours to free popcorn and more. These benefits were made for game time. Learn more at the TD Garden website. TD Bank, Bank of the Boston Celtics and Bruins.
We all know there's a hurricane season, but hurricanes, evidently they missed the memo. Same thing with Tornado Alley. Tornadoes are going so far off course, they've hit every New England state in the last 5 years. Start preparing now by talking with an independent agent about safety insurance. Whether it's wind, water, fire, or ice, they'll make sure you're covered no matter what Mother Nature throws at you, including hail. Ow! 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 Safety insurance will help you manage life's storms.
Hockey season means it's Peerless Boiler season. Now is the perfect time to replace your old boiler with a new Peerless Boiler. Don't wait. Act now. Go to PeerlessBoilers.com for a dealer near you. And remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
As we come back to Toronto, we left you with Domi and Frederick having a conversation between the benches. They are still talking to each other.
Yeah, Frederick threw a hit on Morgan Riley. Riley didn't like it. Domi gave him a little whack and then grabbed him around the head and then kind of skated away. So I'm not sure where that was left. They can talk about it, I guess, but Domi's been good. That line has been good for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And just prior to that, Mitch Marner went between the legs. He was on the left side, put that puck between his legs and tried to go glove side there on Swayman.
There's Nyes bringing the Leafs up into the Bruins zone. We got 8:20 to go here in the first. Toronto with a 1-0 lead. Puck came behind the net. Zadorov looked like he took his eye off of it.
No, he's letting it go. He thought it was going to go a little bit harder around to McAvoy, and it almost stopped behind the net there.
McCabe gives it to Marner, center of the blue line. Played around behind the net. Austin Matthews skating it toward the far circle. Deals it back to the point. It'll come near side of McCabe. Throws one to the net. Tipped up and off the glass. Thrown right back to the net. And McAvoy's got it in the slot. And he gets spun around by Nyes. And a penalty coming here against the Leafs. Puck touched up in the neutral zone by Tanev to draw the whistle. And the Bruins will get the first power play of the game.
They didn't have much of a power play opportunity the other day against the Rangers, right? It only lasted a few seconds before Pasternak took that high sticking penalty. Those were the only two penalties of the game.
Toronto's got a minor for holding.
Opportunity here to see what the top unit looks like, but they're going to start, it looks like the second unit right now. We'll call it the second unit. I don't think there's a person second right now, but I mean, there is, but there's not.
So after some experimentations, you said they didn't really get much of a chance in New York, but they had experimented with some different looks during practice the other day. They're back to what would kind of typically be the first and second unit 5-man rotations here. We've got Geekie, Coyle, Brazo, Wahlstrom, and Lohrei on this one as Geekie floats one down the right wing circle. Boyle getting in there deep along with Wahlstrom, but a chance to clear, and they do. Courtesy of Marner, who will head to the bench on a change. Lohrei bringing it up to the red line. He'll play it down off the far wall around behind the net. Walt stops it and then gets pressured by Coyle, trying to force the turnover.
This will be a quick change here for the Bruins.
Not all the way down ice, and they will, in fact, change the units here. Minute 15 to go in the man advantage. McAvoy skating it out toward his own blue line, then drops it back. Pasternak with speed up the right side. Chips it around McCabe, but McCabe able to run him off his line. And from behind the net, Marner will take it and lift it out of the zone. Touched with a high stick by Marchand. That'll bring a whistle.
2 or 3 clears there by Marner. It's the weak side. It's open. Bruins try to attack on one side of the ice, but no setup, no entry, no control off the face-off. Struggles continue.
Do not have a power play goal in their last 4 games. 7 total opportunities in there. They are 1 out of 11 in the 2 previous meetings between these 2 teams this season.
Now, Toronto was terrible the last time the Bruins were in here on their power play, and they scored 3.
Right. They went 4 for 7 that night. The Bruins went 0 for 6. Toronto won the game 4-0. Zaka on the far wall, sweeping it down along the end board, poke check by McCabe. Pasternak in that far corner, knocked away from him, and it'll be dragged out to neutral ice by Dewar. Sends it softly into Boston territory. 30 to go on the power play. McAvoy starts it out. Bruins moving left to right. Pasternak just inside the Toronto line. Try to pass it across ice, blocked by Marner, and it'll be chopped back out of the zone. 10 seconds to go with a man advantage. Marchand with a puck in the Bruins zone. He'll play it up the right side here for Pete. Marchand hearing some boos. Pasternak will play it around behind the net. That's nothing new. Into the far corner. Myers dropped it back. Power play is over. Nyes deals over to Myers. They'll work it back onto the left side for Nyes and shoots it around behind Swayman, who comes out to play it. Played into the far corner, and it's taken away. Here's Riley, top of the circle. The shot went wide to the short side. Nylander was along the near side of the net looking for a tip. Dorov's pass missed Pete. Off a giveaway. Nylander near circle. Pete able to spin him around. Pacioretty had it chopped at by Kastelik. It'll come back toward Peak along the end board. Zadorov out of the far corner. Got it toward the blue line for Kepke, but not out. Here's Nylander left circle with a shot. Blocker saved by Swayman. Steered up off the near boards for Beecher, and Kastelik will skate it out toward the red line and backhand into the Toronto zone as the Bruins change. 4:50 left here in the first. 1-0, Toronto has the lead. Carlo keeping one in at the blue line here. Brazo working his way down into the right wing corner against Domi. Reaching around to make a play. Frederick, he's got the puck on his stick. Deflected shot. Woll made the save and then dives on the loose rebound.
Frederick's had some good jump to start this first period. Power play, though, tough to watch again. Unfortunately for the Bruins, just no traction there.
4:34 to go here in the first. Maple Leafs with a 1-0 lead on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network. Driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. Plus, get incredible value from the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
Hi, I'm Patrice Bergeron. This season, Aviator Bank and I are continuing Assist for Kids. Aviator donates $50 every Boston Assist up to $30,000, and I will donate $7,000 to help Metro West families pay for youth hockey. Get details at aviatorbank.com/Team Bergeron. Aviator Bank, honest to goodness. Member FDIC, member DIF.
Hi, this is Trent Frederick, and I'm excited to team up with the Shaw's and Star Market Foundation and 98.5 The Sports Hub for Feeding the Puck for Families this year. Every time me or one of my teammates feeds the puck this season to help score a goal, the Shaw's and Star Market Foundation Nourishing Neighbors initiative will donate funds to end hunger here in our local communities. Since its inception, Nourishing Neighbors has raised more than $250 million across the country to ensure our neighbors have the nutrition needed to thrive. Locally, the Shaw's and Star Market Foundation will be enabling a donation of $100 every time we feed the puck for a goal to the Greater Boston Food Bank to help end hunger, up to $50,000. To learn more about feeding the puck for families, visit 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to drive smarter with high-tech features and excellent reliability. Plus, get incredible value from the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
The Bruins will be back on Causeway tomorrow night for their first home matchup of 2025. Select tickets still available to be at TD Garden as they take on the Islanders starting at 6 p.m. Visit bostonbruins.com/tickets and secure your seat for that Sunday night showdown. Face off in the offensive zone here for the Bruins. Coyle won it. Peak has it along the near side boards. Pivots back out toward the blue line. Chased by McMahon. Spins it in behind the Toronto net. Geekie along the end boards. Coyle as well, trying to get away from Benoit. Now Ekman Larson. Geekie played it toward the far circle off the stick of Zaka. And Domi will bring it up the far right wing side for Toronto. Tipped it down into the right wing corner. Pete got it to Lohrei. Coyle takes a bump, but got it out of the zone to Zaka. He backhands it back toward Lohrei, and now on to Pete near side. From the neutral zone, dumps it around behind Woll.
It was going to be icing until Woll made a move for it from the net.
Cleared out of the Toronto zone, and Carlo back in the Bruins end. Head for Brazo. Deep it comes. Woll came out of the net. Brazo able to get there before the puck got to him in the trapezoid. Woll had to retreat back between the pipes. Nyes, though, out near the blue line, finds Tavares, and his shot, or his pass rather, to the right side overshot Nylander, who just got enough of it to keep that from being an icing. Brazo will backhand it deep into the Toronto zone, head off on a change. 3:15 to go here in the first period. Wallstrom on the forecheck, disrupting things for the Leafs. Zadorov will pivot back toward his own blue line, skate away from Nylander, brings to the attacking blue line, but the Bruins are offside.
Yeah, Zadorov thought about going after. Is that Myers right there? Myers kind of throwing that hit just as it was called offsides. We talked about his skating ability. He escapes in the neutral zone with a spin move, gets his feet moving north. Unfortunately, offsides for the Bruins, but I'm talking about Zadorov. He's got some explosiveness to that skating.
And just for a guy who's 6'6", and they got him listed at 255 pounds.
He's all of it.
Yeah. Puck volleyed through neutral ice here. Tanev back at his own blue line. Marner taps it down the right wing wall. Zadorov played it out of the corner, out toward the blue line. Pasternak had it taken away by Tanev. Back in by McCabe. Swayman played to Zadorov in the far corner. Had it knocked away. Chance for Benoit coming down the left circle in front for Tavares, and McAvoy able to break that up. Tavares in the far corner. Marner denies and across ice. Benoit fires a one-timer as the puck caromed off the near boards. Swayman made the save. He cleared up ice and too far for an icing.
Yeah, some good looks there for the Leafs. It's their defense activating again and finding that open lane. That was Benoit trying to go backdoor initially to Tavares from left wing circle over to the right side. And the second chance he had, he took the shot, tried to go short side on Swayman. So it's the D activating. That's exactly where McCabe scored from.
As you said, not known for
no, not this year.
their goal scoring prowess, but it's a shot from the blue line. Blockered aside by Swayman. Nylander to the near circle. They work it back to Riley at the point. Over to the far side. Myers played it down the wall. Pacioretty at the side of the net, and Swayman denies there and then covers up.
That was a redirect from Pacioretty, right? He's off to the right side to the left of Swayman. And he tried to redirect. He did redirect that puck. Swayman was ready for it.
Mentioned Mark Kastelik getting a contract extension yesterday over on the Leafs side. Philip Myers, big 6'5" defenseman, signed a new 2-year contract extension. A guy who is battling just to have a job coming out of training camp. Puck comes around the near boards and out to the neutral ice, and Kastelik and Myers collide, and Myers lost his stick in that exchange. Kastelik gets in on the forecheck. On the far side, Koepke there as well, working against Riley. Nylander's got the puck, gives back to Riley, far circle, out to neutral ice, and Pacioretty will get it deep into Boston territory. Carlo takes a look over his shoulder as he reverses it around toward Osterley. Out to the neutral zone. Battling for possession. Koepke comes away with the puck, throws one toward the slot, all the way through. Ricocheted out of the corner, out toward the blue line. Camp cleared it, but then lost it to Coyle. And Coyle down the right wing wall. Takes a hit from Benoit to the back of the net. Geekie had it chip up into the air. Camp got it back toward the corner. And Ekman Larson had his pocket picked by Geekie. 53 to go in the period. Peak has it to the blue line. Over to the far side for Lohrei. Back to the near side for Peak. Long shot. Got through the wall and made the stick save. And the Leafs will get it out. Glove down by Lohrei.
Coyle was all tangled up with Benoit in front of the net there that time.
Lohrei from his own zone with 32 to go in the period. Brings through the red line and across the blue. Right wing, the pass comes to Zacha in the corner against McCabe. Back to the blue line, Frederick covering there. He got it over to McAvoy, who spins it around deep. Geekie reaching for it, couldn't slow it up in time. And the outlet chased up ice here by Robertson. McAvoy able to angle him away from the puck. Around into the far corner with 10 to go in the period. Zacha backhands it along for Frederick. He'll bring it down toward the end boards and try to send it in front of the net. It was redirected by McMahon, but played away from the net, and that'll do it for the first period. So a high-paced first period sees the Maple Leafs grab a 1-0 lead on the goal by Jake McCabe. 3:29 from Mitch Marner and Chris Tanev. That is the only tally of the first 20 minutes. We'll be back with more from Scotiabank Arena in Toronto here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to drive smarter with high-tech features and excellent reliability. It's time for intelligent design, plus exciting performance. Get a new vehicle you'll love. Check out the Honda Civic, Accord, or HR-V.
See dealer for financing details.
Waiting for your electrical supplies during the day or sitting in traffic is for the birds. Use the GCE Night Train from Granite City Electric and get access to over $50 million in local inventory with a free guaranteed overnight delivery of your electrical supplies anywhere in New England. So avoid wasting time waiting in line and sitting in traffic. Order by 5 p.m. and you'll have your materials the next morning by 6 a.m. guaranteed. Visit GCEnighttrain.com to get on board the GCE Night Train today. Granite City Electric, proud partner of the Boston Bruins Radio Network.
It's the most wonderful time of the year for getting in on all the hoops, football, and hockey action at DraftKings Sportsbook. In the season of giving, we're being gifted college football and basketball, pro football and basketball, and pro hockey. Cool. Almost 24/7. And here's a gift for all new customers. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code SportsHub. That's code SportsHub for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Happy holidays from DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Hope is here. Call 800-327-5050 or gamblinghelplinema.org. 21 plus. Play it smart from the start. GameSenseMA.com. Massachusetts only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
Take control of the snow, ice, and freezing rain this winter with a new set of Toyo Open Country AT3 tires from Town Fair Tire. At Town Fair, you always get Toyo tires at the guaranteed lowest price. Plus, nobody gives you more free services for life than Town Fair Tire. If you're looking for the best deal on Toyo tires, get to Town Fair, because nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. And I mean nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Hey, DQ fans, get 2 of your favorite single cheeseburgers for $5 or 2 double cheeseburgers for just $7 with the DQ Cheeseburger Lovers deal. Go quick. This won't last long. Only for a limited time at participating DQ locations. Happy tastes good.
Become a top performer with UMass Lowell's online MBA. Consistently ranked among the top by U.S. News and World Report. Discover UMass Lowell's online MBA at uml.edu/online.
Hi, I'm Patrice Bergeron. This season, Avidia Bank and I are continuing the Assist for Kids program. For every Boston assist, Avidia donates $50 up to $30,000 to help Metro West families pay for youth hockey. I would also donate $7,000 for a total of $37,000 to help even more families. Get details now at avidiabank.com/Team Bergeron. Avidia Bank, honest to goodness, member FDIC, member DIF.
First intermission here in Toronto. The Maple Leafs have a 1-0 lead over the Bruins. And the NHL, of course, returned from the holiday break with Alex Ovechkin picking up right where he left off before his injury. The Canadians continued their climb up the standings. Cam Fowler and the Blues put on quite a show at the Winter Classic and a whole lot more. Here are your NHL plays of the week.
Zone for Vince Dunn. He makes a great play to get the second goal of the game for him. Kraken win in overtime. Bring on the funnel cake.
And now a backhander from Morgan Riley. Brought off by Thompson to the corner. Dubois comes out from behind the net and was looking to hit Alex Ovechkin, and he's got a chance. Left side in front. It's an empty net goal for Alex Ovechkin. How about that? In his return to the lineup tonight, his 16th goal of the season and the 869th of his NHL career. He needs 25 to tie, 26 to pass Wayne Gretzky. McMichael to Chikrin. Oh, Ovechkin scores! Alex Ovechkin from the left dot gets Washington on the board with his 17th goal of the season and goal 870 of his NHL career. It's 2-1.
Theodore's shot is blocked by Anderson and out to center ice. Here's Kirby Dach. 2-on-1 with Laine. Kirby Dach, curl, drag, pass, scores! He banked it in off the hill. Kirby Dach. Blues to the front. Shoot, they score! Power play goal! And Cam Fowler for the St. Louis Blues in game number 1,000 puts the Blues up 1-0. Low glove side. 18:20 to go, period number 1.
Wow, it's a face-off win by Robert Thomas once again, and it's a set play on the draw. You win it back, you go high to low, and then, of course, you're going to have Buchnevich and Thomas set this puck up down low and a little give-go, and then the weak side D comes flying down the middle and can't follow. The Blackhawks do not see him. He comes down right through the guts of the ice. He gets it from Buchnevich right there and just snaps it home with the screen in front of Mrazek.
Lowry is up with him up front. Perfetti, nice move from the net, and he knocked it off as he crashed to the post. They'll let play go on as the Ducks have the puck. McComb driving the net. Troy Terry scores. The Ducks come back and beat the Jets in overtime. Troy Terry is the hero.
Over for Jonathan Drouin. He missed. Avs have to get back here. It's Tage Thompson. Taves is on him. Throws him aside. What a play by Devon Taves. Gets the loose puck. Breakaway for Taves. Here he comes. Yeah! Devon Taves completes the comeback for the second time this season. Colorado, like Lazarus, has come back from the dead against the Buffalo Sabres. And you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here, because this party is over! Devon Taves scores in back-to-back games. He gets the game winner.
The Avs' Devon Taves with an overtime game winner to beat Buffalo, wrapping up our plays of the week. The Bruins trailing 1-0 here in Toronto after one period of play. We'll check the out-of-town scores coming up on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
It all comes down to this. Week 18 in the NFL. And there's only one place to hear all the action.
Touchdown, Washington! We'll see you in the postseason!
And that's the Sunday Drive. This is Steve Torrey. Join Bill Leckus and me at noon Eastern for live listen-ins, guests, playoff implications, and coaching news around the NFL.
The Lions will take on the Vikings with everything at stake.
Spend Week 18 with a Sunday Drive at noon Eastern on NFL Radio Channel 88 and on the SiriusXM app.
Transform your environment and melt into music channels curated to calm. Fade into the lo-fi haze of chill hop. Relax with soothing new age sounds inside spa. Or lose yourself in the electronic ambiance of tranquil. Explore these channels and more across SiriusXM and in the SiriusXM app. Just search Relax.
Hockey 24/7 on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
The only two players in the history of the National Hockey League to have 600 goals, 1,600 points, 3 Stanley Cups, and 2 Conn Smythes. Wayne and Sid. Just like it absolutely blows your mind how good Sidney Crosby is and how much we take him for granted.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91. And on your schedule with the SiriusXM app. Under review.
So I always crack up when people go, I got a 4th and a 5th and a 6th. And yeah, and Charlie Brown got a rock. I'll take the 4th, 5th, and 6th over the rock. If you miss on your first round draft pick, it can happen. You miss the second time, what are we doing here? You miss the third time, you should be fired. What are you doing running your team's draft? No excuses.
Under Review with Mick Kern. 11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91 and the SiriusXM app. The best hockey lives here.
Burns gets it back. Stick handles for the backhand. Moves in front. Score!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification across the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio.
The world's greatest coverage.
Taves, 3-on-1. Taves, Lee, scores!
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
First intermission here in Toronto. The Maple Leafs have a 1-0 lead. Time to take a look at the out-of-town scores. Couple of finals from earlier today. Washington Capitals put a 7-4 win together over the New York Rangers. Alex Ovechkin scored in that one. He is now 23 goals from setting the all-time record and passing Wayne Gretzky. San Jose Sharks got a late goal from Cody Ceci. End up with a 3-2 win today over the New Jersey Devils. Games that are in progress right now. The Detroit Red Wings, winners of 3 in a row, have a 1-0 lead over the Winnipeg Jets after 1. First intermission down in Carolina, and the Minnesota Wild, playing without both Jared Spurgeon and Kirill Kaprizov, they have a 1-0 lead over the Carolina Hurricanes. First intermission in Columbus, the Blue Jackets out to a 1-0 lead over the St. Louis Blues, and the Colorado Avalanche have a 1-0 lead over Montreal after 1 period of play. Game's just about to get underway. The Dallas Stars will host the Utah Hockey Club. The 9 o'clock start out in L.A. with the Kings taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning. And then the late starts, 10 o'clock start in Calgary, the Flames against the Nashville Predators. It's a 10 p.m. start as well out in Vegas with the Golden Knights taking on the Buffalo Sabres. Vegas 15-3-1 in their last 19 games heading into that one. And also a 10 o'clock start in Seattle where the Kraken will host the Edmonton Oilers. Edmonton is 13-3-1 over their last 17 games. They will pay a visit to TD Garden on Tuesday night. Here in Toronto, it's the Maple Leafs with a 1-0 lead over the Bruins after 1. We'll be back to get the second period underway coming up here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Happy holidays. Welcome to the Nissan year-end sales event. Are you interested in a test drive? Absolutely. Great. Well, there's the new V6 powered Frontier. Oh, the Rogue with an available 12.3-inch touchscreen. All right. Oh, and the all-new Kicks, which has intelligent all-wheel drive. Nice. So what do you think? Finished with all your holiday shopping? About to be. Toss me the keys. Let's go.
Hurry in for the best deals of the year, only at the Nissan year-end sales event. Now get a low $239 per month lease for 36 months on Rogue. Available feature, intelligent all-wheel drive cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. Always monitor traffic and weather conditions. Well-qualified lessees, 2024 Rogue S all-wheel drive, $46.89 initial payment excludes tax, title, and license. Disposition fee due at lease end. Take from new dealer stock. Call 1-888-858-8319 for offer details. Ends 1/6/25.
NHL fans, give yourself some great looks this season and get Boston Bruins tickets at Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Bruins and the NHL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game so you can catch all the action live. If your plans change, you can sell or transfer your tickets, and mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena in time for puck drop. With Ticketmaster, you'll ensure that when they shoot, you'll score. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/NHL. The Peterson School has been a leader in teaching the trade since 1946 and is now enrolling for their spring semester in Woburn, Westwood, Worcester, and Haverhill. Visit petersonschool.com to learn more. The Peterson School, they teach the trades.
Waiting for your electrical supplies during the day or sitting in traffic is for the birds. Use the GCE Night Train from Granite City Electric and get access to over $50 million in local inventory with a free guaranteed overnight delivery of your electrical supplies anywhere in New England. So avoid wasting time waiting in line and sitting in traffic. Order by 5 p.m. and you'll have your materials the next morning by 6 a.m. guaranteed. Visit GCENightTrain.com to get on board the GCE Night Train today. Granite City Electric, proud partner of the Boston Bruins Radio Network.
Hey, DQ fans, get 2 of your favorite single cheeseburgers for $5 or 2 double cheeseburgers for just $7 with the DQ Cheeseburger Lovers Deal. Go quick, this won't last long. Only for a limited time at participating DQ locations. Happy tastes good.
Sports don't get any tougher than hockey, and trucks don't get any tougher than Ford F-Series, F-150, and Super Duty. The trucks that move mountains also move parade floats and snowmobiles. With that versatility, it's no wonder Ford F-Series is the #1 selling pickup for 47 years straight. Visit buyfordnow.com for great offers. Your New England Ford dealers, a proud partner of your Boston Bruins. Sales claim based on 1977 to 2023 CY total sales.
Now Marner 1 times the 3-puck wide of the net. Taken off the far boards. Here's Marner again. Gave it across near side. Fired and scored. So the Leafs grab the early lead less than 3.5 minutes in. It'll be McCabe. And Jake McCabe with that goal, his first of the year, to put Toronto on the board. They have a 1-0 lead as we get ready to start the second period. And fans, TD Bank cardholders score special benefits at TD Garden, from pro shop discounts and free tours to free popcorn and more. Learn more at the TD Garden website. TD Bank, bank of the Boston Celtics and Bruins. Overall thoughts on that first period? A high-paced first period at that?
I thought it was a good pace. I thought both teams had some good jump. The Bruins had a couple defensive breakdowns, and obviously the goal being one of them, but Benoit was open on that left side a couple times as well, and the same sequence. And the Bruins can generate a little bit more offensively, and sorry to say it, but I hated their power play.
It really didn't get anything accomplished.
Nothing. And that's just been the case almost all season long.
Bruins will defend down to our right, shoot to our left here in the second period as the puck comes behind the Boston net. Zadorov got it to Marchand coming out of the zone. Lindholm to McAvoy and onto the right side for Pasternak, and a whistle for an offside. And then Pasternak gets shoved over after the whistle, and that's going to gather everybody around.
McCabe finishing the head. Was that Tanev or McCabe? I think it was McCabe. Yeah, it's right as the whistle goes.
Zadorov skating over there just to let him know that was not appreciated.
Talked to some people in Toronto, and they say Tanev is their MVP. You know, as good a year as Marner has, or Stolar's in goal, and Tavares. They said Tanev's been the MVP. Some people's opinions. He's a defensive defenseman, block shots, plays against the other team's top lines, night in, night out.
Well, as you said, I mean, it's been forever that people have said, you know, they need to get better defensively up here in Toronto, and they finally have, and he's been a big part of that.
Well, he's formed a good pair back on the back end with McCabe. But it's got to be a mindset. It can't be just one guy doing it, and that's Craig Berube behind the bench.
Face off in the offensive zone here for Elias Lindholm. Puck comes back toward the blue line. McAvoy poked it along the wall against Nyes. Now Marchand gets it from Lindholm, takes a shot, and knocked aside by Wall out near the blue line near side. Zadorov, he'll whistle one across into the far corner, but McCabe is there.
And again, and it's all going to come down to what they do in playoffs, right?
Sure.
I mean, that's just, yeah, they can do whatever they need to change their game and be better in the regular season, be harder to play against, et cetera, but they go on and lose again in the first round, and it's just going to be.
Pacioretty's back deep in his own zone here, sends it out to neutral ice. Tavares to Nylander, down the right wing corner it goes. Carlo reversed it toward Osterling, up the wall to Zacha, swings it over to the far side. Carlo handing off the blue line. That looked like it might have been
close,
offside.
Very close. Doesn't matter.
They'll lose it out of the zone here anyway, and now a foot race back up ice as Swayman will go out behind the net. Nylander was gaining on Osterling. Off the near boards from Coyle and deep into Toronto territory. Benoit challenged by Geekie in the corner. Leafs will come away with that puck. Domi out to neutral ice. Lohrei stepped into Robertson out near the red line. Free puck over to Benoit. He'll drive it into the right wing corner. Lohrei gets it off the carom, goes behind his own net. Just about 2 minutes gone here in the second period. Toronto up by 1. Frederick down the right wing side. Tried to pivot against McMahon. Ended up losing his balance. Back the other way. Robertson just inside the Boston zone. Backhands around behind Swayman to the far side. Brazo chipped it on for Frederick. Bounced away from him, but Domi couldn't keep it alive at the blue line. The team's getting changes on here piece by piece. Lohrei will come back behind Swayman to retrieve a free puck, but gets bumped off of it by Lorenzo on the near side. It's Lohrei playing out the middle, and Beecher reaching for that puck. It never really seemed to stop for him. Lohrei will come forward here, and down the right wing circle he goes. Tried a backhander, blocked by Riley, came in behind the net. Back toward that far side. Leafs will have it. Beecher is in on the forward check. The outlet pass comes to Dewar. From the red line, he lifts one high into the air, and now at the top of the glass in the far corner, it stays in play. McAvoy and Beecher loosen it up for Koepke. Into the middle, McAvoy kicks it onto his stick, carries to the Toronto blue line. Trying to get into the far corner, gets knocked down. Puck behind the net to Kastelik. The Leafs lost a stick, able to get it back. As Pasternak will push it back to Zadorov at the near point. Over to McAvoy, far side. Shot redirected. It came bouncing in on Wall, who made the stop. Marner skating the Leafs ahead.
Double tip right there. That wrist shot from the point. That's a good shot by McAvoy with purpose.
Matthews peeled one off the far boards, shoots, and it's redirected around Swayman. And it's 2-0 Toronto. Matthew Nyes tips it in as the Leafs double up their lead early here in the second.
Yeah, really not much going on there, right? The Bruins have a tip down at one end, and it doesn't go for them. And then Toronto just dumps this puck in. That's Marner in the dump in. McAvoy back for it. He's going to try to go up the strong side wall, up the right wing side. And the only guy there is Matthews. And Matthews picks it off, throws it towards the net, and Nyes, who looked like he might have caught a high stick just prior to, gets a stick on it and tips it up and over top of the glove hand side of Swayman.
12th of the year for Matthew Nyes. In his first full NHL season last year at 15 in 80 games. So the Bruins down 2 here on the road as Coyle throws one in front. Chance, they score! Geeky able to pick up the loose puck and fire it into a half-empty net, and the Bruins strike right back. It's 2-1 Toronto.
Yeah, terrific answer here by the Bruins, right away. First shift, after the goal is scored by Nyes, they come right back down the other end. Good forecheck by Geeky. They're going to seal the wall on the right wing side, throw this puck towards the net. As Coyle throwing it towards the net, and it's Zacha keeping it alive, pushing it over to Geeky. He's open to the right of Wall. So a really good answer by that line. Physical shift, take the wall away, get the puck to the net, simple, and then keep it alive as Zacha does. It should read Geeky from Zacha and Coyle.
So an answer just 12 seconds later as that puck goes out of play into the Toronto bench. So they'll have another face-off here in the neutral zone. So for Morgan Geeky, his 9th of the season. And the Bruins back right where they started the period, a goal down. So Nyes from Austin Matthews at 3:37. The scoring on the Toronto goal. Brazo pushes the puck deep into the Toronto end. Myers wrapped it around the far side. Brazo kicked it off the wall, but Domi's got it. And out they come with Morgan Riley through the neutral ice. Right side for Robertson, trying to center. That one knocked aside by Wallstrom. Back through the center zone came Brazo along the near side boards. He and Wallstrom had it deep here for Frederick. Frederick knocked off balance. McMahon trying to push it past Wallstrom behind the net. Wallstrom going to bring it off the near boards back to Lohrei at the left point. His shot, Brazo over the tip, and Wall made the pad save.
Saved by Wall. That's 2 tips in a row that the Bruins have had.
Domi sends over to McMahon coming into the Bruins zone. His shot knocked aside by Swayman. McMahon coming off a 2-goal performance against the Islanders on Thursday. As Wallstrom takes a hit from McCabe, Frederick goes over and answers that.
McCabe's going to finish every hit. That's the way he plays.
And Ben Wallstrom over the boards in front of the Bruins bench. Swayman makes a save on a shot by McCabe. Puck off the near board. Zacha, he'll swing it across ice and finds Coyle stepping into the Toronto zone. Floats one toward the net. Tanev kicked it toward the back of the net. Geeky right there, and as it comes out in front, Wall will cover it up.
Yeah, that's a good hit by McCabe. It's right at the Bruins bench as Wallstrom dumped that puck in. That's just the way he plays. I mean, they need that. Him and Tanev, good pair on the back end. Myers, he's a little hit or miss, but he's still developing. Riley's a good defenseman. We know that. We've seen that for years. Ekman Larson won a Stanley Cup last year for the Florida Panthers. Just looking at their D and how they've rearranged it. Tanev and Ekman Larson are the two new faces back there, but it's also the guy behind the bench that's got implemented, like, we got to play this way if we're going to win.
Knows what he's doing back there. He's got a cup on his resume as Pasternak plays it down into the left wing corner. Around to the far side. Pasternak squeezing against the boards. Knocked down Benoit's clearing effort. Ekman Larson out of the near corner with it. Matthews pivots away from Pasternak. 14-10 left here in the second period. Toronto leads at 2-1. McAvoy able to regain near the Boston line. Angles one across the near side for Pasternak. Played it toward the middle, but taken away. It'll come back toward McAvoy at the red line, and he dumps it in. Benoit goes behind Woll. Beecher chasing Ekman Larson into the far corner. Up ice it came to Dewar, but bounced away from him. Carlo finds Koepke up the right wing side. Koepke down the circle. Poke checked away by Benoit.
Got a nice pick there from Kastelik.
Osterley at the left point. Shoots it off the end boards, trying to bank it back out in front. Taken away there by Camp. Lorentz up toward the Boston blue line, but Osterley denies his entry. Pass intended for Koepke didn't connect. Carlo will drive it back in behind Woll. Bruins are changing up. 13:15 to go here in the period. Deep behind Swayman, who stops it. Hands it off for Pete. Lorei for Frederick. Couldn't quite catch up to that one at the red line. Now he and Pacioretty come together. Lorei at his own blue line, cutting toward the left side. Dump in off the back glass. McCabe is there. Tanev in the near corner with an outlet pass. Directed ahead by Nylander. Pete coming back to get it just ahead of Pacioretty. Around it comes the near side, and Wahlstrom will bring ahead for the Bruins. Chips it down the left wing side. Brazo wrestling with Riley as they get in after that puck. Pacioretty cut off by Coyle. Coyle out of the far corner. Throws one toward Wall, but wide. Near side, it's Zadorov at the point. Pushed it toward Coyle in the corner, but Tavares has it back for the Maple Leafs. Run of the penalty boxes along the near side. Geeky tapped it toward the Toronto zone, but steered right back out of there. Tavares will dump it across ice into the far corner. McAvoy wiped out, going for that puck against McMahon. McMahon played it back to Tanev. Over to McCabe. Threw one toward the slot. Directed by Domi, but took a lot of steam off it. Went wide. Tanev got it back to McMahon for a one-timer, and the blocker stopped by Swayman. Zadorov in the near corner. Reversed it back toward McAvoy behind the net. Skates away from Robertson. Doing some open ice along the far circle. Plays it up ice, but Zacha unable to knock it down, and that's a Bruins icing.
Vanzavidia Bank is teaming up with Boston legend Patrice Bergeron again this season for Assists for Kids to donate $37,000 to help Metro West families pay for youth hockey. Get details now at avidiabank.com/Team Bergeron.
The defensive zone face-off coming here for the Bruins with 11:39 to go in the second. 2-1. Toronto has the lead. Off the draw, Matthews pulled it back toward the point man, McCabe. Nice. Back to Matthews and a one-timer from just north of the dot. Gloved by Swayman for the whistle and a stoppage with 11:33 left here in the second period. It's Toronto 2 and the Bruins 1 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
The college football playoff semifinals are on Sirius XM. Thursday night at 7:30 Eastern. Penn State takes on Notre Dame.
And the Irish will go play in the semifinal. Woo!
Then Friday at 7:30 Eastern, the Longhorns of Texas and Ohio State meet up at Dallas.
Jeremiah Smith with another magical catch.
Get your channel numbers at SiriusXM.com/college football schedule or search college football on the SiriusXM app. And for expert analysis, check out College Sports Radio Channel 84.
Sports Grid Radio on SiriusXM has you covered this NFL season.
It all comes down to this in the NFC North. Sam Darnold and the Vikings go into Detroit to take on Jared Goff and the Lions with everything on the line. Will the Lions repeat as NFC North champions, or can the Vikings take back the throne? Make sure you tune in to Sports Grid Radio to stay up to date on all the latest.
The place to get the winning edge over the sports books this football season is Sports Grid Radio, channel 159 in the car and on the SiriusXM app.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind, wrist the line, and walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, score!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91.
Ray Hudson here with an important announcement. You can listen to your favorite SiriusXM FC shows on the all-new SiriusXM app, now available for all subscribers.
Bruins goal by Morgan Geekie, assisted by Pavel Zacha. 3:49 is our delivery of the game, delivered by Granite City Electric's GCE Night Train. Electrical contractors, get on board the GCE Night Train. Order your materials to be delivered overnight to the job site the following morning and save time and money. Go to GCEnighttrain.com to order. Bruins trailing 2-1, 11:33 to go here in the second period. And a defensive zone face-off coming up. Johnny Beecher takes the draw and wins it back into the corner. It'll be Koepke to carry ahead through neutral ice. Bruins going from right to left here in the second period. Myers angled Koepke, shot wide of the net. Koepke able to regain along the far circle. Got it back to Carlo for a drive, and that one up off the back glass. Osterley down low to Kastelik. Out of that right wing corner, played behind the net. But the Leafs will take away, and Nylander brings up through neutral ice. Pacioretty trying to get it back into the middle for Tavares. That was blocked along the end boards. Nylander's got it. Kastelik wrestling into the corner against Tavares. It's Myers to spin it back in behind the net. Kastelik moves it toward the far side. Riley got in the way. Pacioretty will play it back across ice. Osterley there for the Bruins, and he finds Koepke coming out into the neutral zone. Gains the red line, dumps it in, heads off on a change. Kastelik finishes McCabe along the end wall as the Leafs break out of the zone. Up the right side comes Nyes, able to move around Lohrei, get a good shot. Swayman made an equally good save.
Yeah, good shift there by Nyes, right? He's coming down that right side. He's going to make a quick cut back on his forehand.
Onto the stick of Austin Matthews here near his own blue line. Now Nyes gives into the middle for Marner, cutting to the left wing circle. Back across for Matthews, who misfired on a one-time attempt.
Hopped over his stick.
Ekman Larson over to Benoit, throws to the net, sticks off into the corner by Swayman. Marner gets bumped by Marchand in the far corner. Puck came popping free. Here's Nyes at the face-off dot, trying to deal it off, and Pasternak helps that out of the Bruins zone. Now backhands it toward the near side, and Elias Lindholm giving chase, but Ekman Larson will bat it away. Pasternak dropping it back to Zadorov in his own zone as we approach 9.5 minutes to go here in the second period. Pasternak popped one into the Toronto zone, and Frederick was in after it. Instead, now it's Zadorov at the blue line. Gives on to Wallstrom, throws it into traffic in front. Brazo and Frederick were both stacked up.
Yeah, Brazo's had a couple tips this period.
Camp gets it back in around behind Jeremy Swayman, who steered it off to the near corner, taken away, and a chance for Dewar, put it wide of the far post. Camp out of the left wing circle, pass into the middle for Lorentz. His shot attempt broken up by McAvoy. Send it up into the air. Wallstrom will play it up the left wing side here for Brazo. Goes into the near corner trying to protect that puck as the Bruins were changing behind the play. Well, Myers will loft it back out of the zone, and it goes out of play into the Bruins bench with 8:45 to go here in the second period. Toronto with a 2-1 lead here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. Plus, get incredible value from the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
Ever notice that OW is the beginning of owner? If you run a small business, you get it. From power outages to equipment failures to delivery mishaps. there's only so much you can control. Fortunately, that includes talking to an independent agent about safety insurance. Safety's competitive property and liability coverage provides protection from business interruptions, equipment breakdowns, and many other business ownership issues. Safety insurance will help you manage life's storms.
Hey, it's Patrice Bergeron. When I was young, my parents worked hard to get me everything I needed to play youth hockey. They sacrificed their time and money so I could play the game I loved. That's why I've teamed up with Avita Bank again this season for Assist for Kids to help Metro West families pay for youth hockey. For every Boston Assist, Avita donates $50 up to $30,000, and I will donate $7,000 to make it $37,000 to help more kids. Avita Bank, honest to goodness, member FDIC, member DIF.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to drive smarter with high-tech features and excellent reliability. Plus, get incredible value from the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
.8:45 to go here in the second period. Toronto with a 2-1 lead over the Bruins. Jersey, I heard you on the hockey show this morning talking about the big news up here in Canada is that the Canadian team did not make it to the medal round for the second year in a row of the World Juniors, which is in Canada this year.
Yeah, it's second place in Ottawa. Czechia beat them last year. They beat them again this year, and there's a lot of finger pointing going on, I think, up here in Canada. And for people in the United States, I don't know if they realize how big a deal that is up here.
It's like the world stops.
It's
when
massive.
That's going on.
It's massive. It starts right after Christmas and runs. The semifinal games are tonight. The U.S. is playing Czechia. They're in between periods.
Yeah, it's a 1-1. It's a 1-1 game right now. Finns have already advanced to the final. They beat Sweden today.
There was some complaining about some of the calls that were made. There was second guessing of the team that was picked. There was second guessing of the coaching, the management. I mean, it is. There was nothing mentioned about the Leafs today, or hardly anything. Right. Let's just put it that way. You got an original six matchup on Hockey Night in Canada, and they barely talked about it this morning.
Well, half the questions to the Leafs players in the locker room this morning from the media were about the Canadian team. Like, what advice would you give to the players, who were on that team? As here's the Bruins deep in the zone. Geeky blew a tire. Leafs will get it out, and Domi will chase one up the near side against Zadorov. They tangle going into the corner. McAvoy along with Zadorov, who reversed it back around the far side. McAvoy will skate over to get it. Play it up the right wing. Geeky sweeps it around Riley and around behind the Maple Leaf net. We got 8:02 to go here in the second. Bruins down by 1 here on the road. Myers gets a long pass across the ice. Carries it down the right wing circle against Osterley, who angles him wide of the net. Back around it comes for Domi. But right to Osterley, and Lindholm will pass one up the near side for Marchand. Marchand across the line, goes around behind the net, deals it back off for Pasternak. High slot, one-timer blocked. And it'll be lifted back out into the neutral ice. Marchand gloved it down.
Tavares might have helped that, getting back just in time to get a stick on that attempted shot from Pasternak.
Ekman-Larsson pass to Nylander. Charlie Coyle giving him some trouble just inside the Boston line. Nylander stays with it around the far boards. He sends it. Elias Lindholm got a piece of that puck, as did Coyle now, and it tips past Benoit. Tavares right back to the Bruins line. Backhands on across the ice. Played in deeper by Pacioretty. Bruins have it though. Carlo skating it up ice, gives it ahead for Beecher. Beecher stops against McCabe. Off the wall, it's taken by Kastelik. Moving right circle, a shot, and the kick saved by Woll.
You got a stick lifted on the first attempt, but stayed with it.
Zadorov got it along to McAvoy. Down the right circle. He centers, and Koepke directing that one on goal. In the near corner battle for possession. This time it'll come to Nyes out near the blue line. He'll chip it ahead and racing up the left side before he's met by Zadorov, who takes him to the wall. Matthews now near the blue line, able to keep that alive for Toronto. Gives back to Riley. On to Myers, near side point. Misfired on the shot attempt. Taken out of the corner by McAvoy, trying to push it past Marner. Could not. Nice right circle. Shot blocked by Zadorov. Riley had a beautiful opportunity, and it goes for naught.
Hopped over his stick. He had some room on that blocker side for swimming.
Here's Matthews, top of the circle, with a shot that goes up off the glass. Kastelik hangs it out of the zone. Wahlstrom picks it up from there. Carries into the Toronto end with a backhander that rises up over the net. Frederick picks it up off the far boards and steers it back deep. Now Peak at the right point. Center blue line to Laura. Shot it into the right corner. Wahlstrom fires off the carom. It hit Wall in the mask and popped his mask off. He gave it a little extra shake to draw the whistle as everyone gathers in that far corner. 5:35 to go here in the second. And Toronto still up 2-1. Waiting to see if we'll get a break, and we will. So we'll step aside here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Sports don't get any tougher than hockey, and trucks don't get any tougher than Ford F-Series, F-150, and Super Duty. The trucks that move mountains also move parade floats and snowmobiles. With that versatility, it's no wonder Ford F-Series is the #1 selling pickup for 47 years straight. Visit buyfordnow.com for great offers. Your New England Ford dealers, a proud partner of your Boston Bruins. Sales claim based on 1977 to 2023 CY total sales.
TD cardholders score special benefits at TD Garden. From pro shop discounts and free tours to free popcorn and more. These benefits were made for game time. Learn more at the TD Garden website. TD Bank, Bank of the Boston Celtics and Bruins.
Hi, this is Trent Frederick, and I'm excited to team up with the Shaws and Star Market Foundation and 98.5 The Sports Hub for Feeding the Puck for Families this year. Every time me or one of my teammates feeds the puck this season to help score a goal, the Shaws and Star Market Foundation Nourishing Neighbors Initiative will donate funds to end hunger here in our local communities. Since its inception, Nourishing Neighbors has raised more than $250 million across the country to ensure our neighbors have the nutrition needed to thrive. Locally, the Shaws and Star Market Foundation will be enabling a donation of $100 every time we feed the puck for a goal to the Greater Boston Food Bank to help end hunger, up to $50,000. To learn more about Feeding the Puck for Families, visit 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck.
Bruins trailing 2-1, 5:35 to go here in the second. We were talking a few moments ago about the World Juniors going on up here in Canada, over in Ottawa. The IIHF this week also announcing their 2025 Hall of Fame class, and it includes a rather familiar name. Zdeno Chara will be going into the Hall of Fame this year for his international prowess. Played in 3 Olympics, 7 World Championships, and 2 World Cups for his home country of Slovakia.
That's just one Hall of Fame to come for him.
Yeah, I'd say there's another one making the call pretty soon. Geeky digging one out of the far corner. It'll be Peak. In fact, it's just right down the street here. Puck comes out toward the blue line, and Tavares will carry forward here. He's got Pacioretty on the far side, but Pasternak comes in to bump him off the puck. Pacioretty now takes a swing at a bouncing puck.
Tough bounce. Geeky put that puck off the glass and it stayed in the zone.
Nylander gets it off a carom near circle. Down deep here for Pacioretty. He cycles it back toward the top of the circle. Turns one on goal. And Tavares was in front. Lohrei gets dumped. And a chance here, but they'll whistle it down as a penalty was coming here against the Leafs.
Yeah, Lohrei spun to try to get away from the forecheck right in front of the net, and they'll call Nylander for tripping. It's not much of an argument from Nylander. Just as he spins to his backhand, Nylander kind of sticks out that left foot. It wasn't a lot, but it was certainly... He definitely moved it. Moved that left leg to get the right foot of Lohrei. Greg Ruby's not happy, but I don't think there's much of an argument there.
I don't know how you wouldn't call that one, especially when it leads to what would have been a golden opportunity for Pacioretty.
As it turned out, Pacioretty put it off the far post and out. It was an open net, but he was at a bad angle.
So 4:45 to go here in the second. We'll see how the Bruins power play can do in their second chance. First one was not pretty.
No, everything was that weak side. All Toronto did was move it over to that weak side. It was easy clears for them. They just did it again on that faceoff.
McAvoy will start it out of the Bruins zone. They're moving right to left. Zacha will play it down into the right wing corner. Pasternak and Lindholm getting in after it. We got a penalty coming.
High-sticking penalty coming to Pasternak.
So just 20 seconds into the power play, and for the second game in a row, Bruins will get whistled.
Is that Lindholm?
They're going to get Lindholm instead of Pasternak. They were both there, but it was Pasternak against the Rangers the other night. And now Lindholm tonight, who gets an accidental high stick and costs them the bulk of the power play chance.
And it's hockey season, the perfect time to replace your old boiler with a new Peerless boiler. Don't wait until you have no heat. Go to peerlessboilers.com and for a dealer near you. And remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
Like Lindholm just tried to lift the stick of McCabe and caught him up around the shield. So
it's just more and more frustrating with that power play.
The 0 for their last 9 over a 5-game span. Face off to the right of Swayman. So 4-on-4 here. Bruins go with Boyle and Marchand, Zadorov and McAvoy as Boyle shoots the puck out of his zone and Marchand chasing up ice, but Ekman-Larsson gets back there first. Austin Matthews inside his own zone. Harassed by Marchand. He'll spin it in behind his own net. Matthews gets it back. Ian Marner trade it. And now Ekman-Larsson trying to spring Matthews up that left side. Puck got past him. Swayman got it to Zadorov from the near corner. Back behind the Bruins net for McAvoy. McAvoy's pass to Coyle. One touched it along for Zadorov. He'll step into the Toronto zone, sending it across ice. Just missed a too many men here as Marchand has it right wing circle. Throws one through the slot. On the near boards, it's McAvoy.
Zacha was hopping on the ice for Coyle, and Coyle was just getting off the ice when Zacha played that puck.
Pulled away by McAvoy, but Marner pulls up in the neutral zone. Now a giveaway the other way, and Pasternak's got a mini break and then ran out of space. To the top of the face-off circle, Osterley going to chase it down along the end boards. Around the boards it goes out of Pasternak's reach, and it will go all the way back down into Bruins territory. 20 seconds before the Leafs get their man back as Peak brings over by the Bruins bench. Able to maintain possession just inside the line. Pasternak a drive. That's blocked by Tanev.
That's 2 that he's had blocked here in this period.
Peak along the blue line far side. Pasternak knocked away. Nyes. Well, here's Nylander coming out of the box. He's got the puck. Moving in right side. And the save made by Swayman. Kicked it all the way out into the neutral zone. So a very quick power play opportunity here for the Leafs. Ekman-Larsson dealing with Frederick out near the blue line of the Bruins zone, and now a giveaway to Osterley. He'll steer it up ice, and just out of the box comes Lindholm. Puck right onto his stick. Trying to get it toward the slot, knocked away, and back comes Nylander in a hurry with Lohrei back to play defensively. Forces him to wrap that puck around the boards. So the team's at full strength with 2:05 to go here in the second. 2-1, Toronto leads it. Riley's pass finds Myers. He takes a heavy hit from Koepke on the near boards, and a whistle, and the Leafs are offside.
Between the Pipes is sponsored by Charles D. Sheehy. If you're in the piping trades, you need to call Charles D. Sheehy, Boston's premier piping and mechanical product supplier. CDS is your local leader. Between the Pipes for the Leafs here tonight is Joseph Woll, and for the Bruins, Jeremy Swayman.
Swayman has faced 20 shots, has stopped 18 of them. In his last, well, really since that Winnipeg game, right, where he gave up a career worst 8 goals. 4-2-1, 1.71 goals against, and a .921 save percentage.
That's some bad luck on this road trip, too.
Yeah.
2 goals in each of the 2 losses, right?
Yep.
There's one empty netter in there.
Wallstrom chasing on down into the right wing corner. Relieved of the puck up the far wing. Unable to catch up to it was McMahon. Koepke had to get back on side, then gets in pursuing that one, and it's lobbed back out toward the Bruins zone, and that'll be an icing against the Leafs.
Yeah, I think some people criticize him for that first goal that was scored the other day against the Rangers, where he tried to clear it up the boards and got kept in by Kreider, but there was also 2 defensemen that ran into one another that led to the offensive zone time by the Rangers. Perfect shot by Berard. I mean, a really good shot by Berard. It was the second 2-on-1 that the Bruins had allowed in that period. But then perfect after that.
Frederick wins the draw. McAvoy got it back to him, and he scores! Trent Frederick able to beat Wall on the stick side, and the Bruins tie it at 2.
Yeah, just over a minute remaining here in this second period. That's McAvoy activating down the boards. We mentioned Frederick had some jump in that first period. He wins the draw. Little subtle pick there on that right side. I believe that was Wallstrom that threw that little subtle pick that allows McAvoy to get to this puck on the right wing side. It was not Wallstrom. And then the pass right into the middle for Frederick. After he wins the draw, he receives the pass from the right wing into the high slot. He's left alone there and snaps that puck blocker side. He had good jump in the first. He had a couple good chances in the first.
So the Bruins even things up late here in the second period. For Trent Frederick, that's his 6th goal of the year, his first point in 12 games.
I think that was Geekie who had that subtle pick over on the right wing there, as Frederick won the draw.
Yeah, Geekie is out there with Frederick and Brazo here. And Geekie will play it behind the Bruins net. Zadorov deals it for McAvoy through the neutral ice. Tipped on to Geekie. Geekie from the high slot. Shot forced wide of the net. Brazo wraps it around from behind the net, and Woll made the save. On the far boards, Geekie able to battle for possession, but now Marner's got it. He'll skate it up toward the Boston line and then pivots back as the Leafs were getting a change on. They're able to maintain possession. Nyes at the top of the face-off circle. Relieved of the puck by Pasternak. He'll work his way back through center ice. Dumps it in on goal. Wall able to shovel it aside for Ekman Larson with 16 to go in the period. Nyes gets the outlet pass up the right wing side. Brings it down the circle against Osterley. Now Marner with a shot off a loose puck. Pad save made by Swayman. Zaka brings it back through neutral ice over to Pasternak. Last second shot. Woll made the save, and Zaka came diving in after the rebound. But the horn sounds to end the second period. So the Bruins get goals from Morgan Geekie and Trent Frederick to overcome a 2-0 deficit. And it's a 2-2 game after 2 periods here in Toronto. We'll be back to talk about the first 40 minutes coming up next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. It's time for powerful performance, plus plenty of room inside. Start your journey in a brand new vehicle. Check out the Honda Ridgeline, Pilot, or CR-V.
See dealer for financing details.
When it comes to Toyo Winter Tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire, because Town Fair has over 100 locations with over 600,000 tires in stock. So we buy Toyo tires for less and sell Toyo tires for less. The guaranteed lowest price. Plus, we offer so many free services, you get the guaranteed best deal you can find on Toyo Winter Tires. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
The wait is almost over.
This crowd is ready for hockey.
The world's best players take the ice to compete for their country. International Best on Best Hockey comes to Boston as Bruins stars Brad Marchand of Team Canada and Charlie McAvoy of Team USA compete to see which hockey nation will reign. Canada, Finland, Sweden, USA. The Four Nations Face-Off. Get your tickets today.
Hey, it's Maz. Here's my hot take. I am convinced this is the winter we get pummeled, unlike years past. So do what I did. Be prepared with an Aaron's snow thrower. They're the king of snow for a reason. Aaron's has been building extremely reliable products for over 90 years, and I trust Aaron's to throw snow better and farther than any snow throwers out there. Aaron's has a lineup of machines to fit every need, so throw back what old man winter dishes out with Aaron's, the king of snow. Visit your local independent Aaron's dealer today.
It's a new year and the excitement is everywhere, from the football playoffs to basketball season heating up. But what if the next big win is yours with unclaimed cash at findmassmoney.gov? Here in Massachusetts, 1 in 10 people have unclaimed property from things like uncashed paychecks, refunds from overpaid bills, or forgotten savings accounts. Findmassmoney.gov is free, easy to use, and it only takes 30 seconds to search your name. So start your new year with a win. Visit findmassmoney.gov today and see if you have money waiting to be claimed. That's findmassmoney.gov.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Tracks.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV.
Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. Visit your New England Chevy dealers.
Frederick wins the draw. McAvoy got it back to him, and he scores! Trent Frederick able to beat Wall on the stick side, and the Bruins tie it at 2. 2-2 our score here in Toronto after 2 periods. Back alongside Bob Beers, I'm Ryan Johnston. Trent Frederick, a big one to get him going here to get this game tied late here in the second period.
Interesting decision on the line that they had out there. That was after an icing. Toronto had just iced the puck. Frederick comes out to take the draw. He takes it over in the right wing side, and he wins it on his forehand. So just, a little interesting there, and you get a little subtle pick from Geekie. Nice activation from McAvoy, and then after Frederick wins it, you got Brazo going to the net, and then McAvoy gets that pass into a wide open Trent Frederick. So he beat Domi on the draw, and Domi lost his check, or there was a mix-up in coverage because Frederick was wide open and got that wrist shot past the blocker side. But just interesting that they would go with, sometimes you would see a lefty on that side maybe trying to get the pass, get the draw to the middle of the ice, to the slot area. He won it on his forehand and then just peeled off and was wide open. So good answer by the Bruins after Toronto had scored their second goal, and that was Geekie's goal right away. What did you say, 12 seconds?
12 seconds difference, yeah.
Coyle seals off the wing. The boards, gets that puck to the net, and Zaka keeps it alive, and Geekie's the recipient, kind of backdoor there on Wool. And, that's a really good answer because you got some momentum on Toronto's side. They're looking to extend the lead. They have a nice bounce, but they do a good job of earning their bounce, right? It's a puck that gets sent up the boards, and Matthews picks it off and throws it towards the net, and Nyes tips it in. So now it's 2-0, and things can get ugly in a hurry, right? We've seen this from the Bruins.
Yeah.
Where you allow goals quickly to go against you. Just the opposite today. 12 seconds later, the Bruins answer on the goal by Geekie. They stick with it. They had a power play negated because of a high stick by Lindholm. So it ends up being 4-on-4. They get through that and the remainder of Toronto's power play. And then they come back with, after an icing by Toronto, and get the big face-off win and goal by Frederick.
All right, I'm going to put you on the spot here a little bit.
Okay.
If you're the Bruins head coach,
yeah.
What's left to try to fix this power play?
Oh, well, they only had one. I mean, the second one got negated because of the high stick. So, we saw, when we watched the morning skate the other day in New York, I liked what I saw. I liked it this morning. I thought they had really good jump this morning. I thought they moved it around well. There was a lot made of Pasternak in the bumper. It wasn't stagnant like that. He moved around today.
Right.
He was up top, and he was over on the left once or twice. And I'll say it again because I think I said it this morning. Maybe I didn't. But who leads the league in power play goals? Braden Point. Where does he play? The bumper. They don't use it enough. I know they've got Kucherov to get that puck in there, and the threat of him doing what he does because he's such a dynamic and such a smart and good player. The Bruins don't use that position nearly enough. They used it when Bergeron was around. They have not used it nearly enough when Lindholm has been there or whoever has been there this season. Last year they tried Zacha there. He's a lefty, so it's a little bit different coming from that right side. That wasn't really the fit they were looking for. They tried some other things. I really think, I don't know if it's the entire key, but some people point to McAvoy back at the point needs to be better. I think they want a right shot out there to give passes over to Pastrnak. It's a better angle for Pastrnak. He prefers that, but that hasn't worked much this year. He's only got 4 power play goals.
Right.
And for me, if you're going to keep the same personnel, you have to make it a priority to use the middle of the ice a little bit more than they do. And there's some other areas. They have trouble entries sometimes. They have trouble, with quick puck movement. But that bumper can be such a weapon, whether he's shooting or just using him to open other things up. That for me would be near the top of the list among a couple of other things.
Well, we've seen it, a few times when things have been going well for the power play this year. When they do use it, it does tend to open things up to get the puck over to Pastrnak on that left side.
Yes, absolutely.
So we'll see what they can do as they go forward. But we're tied at 2 after 2 periods here in Toronto tonight. Jake McCabe, Matthew Nyes. McCabe in the first period and then Nyes in the second period before the Bruins came back with 2 straight. Morgan Geekie at 3:49 from Pavel Zacha and Charlie Coyle. They've added that second assist on that one. And then Trent Frederick at 18:44 with his 6th of the year from Charlie McAvoy to make it a 2-2 game. Our music of the game is brought to you by Live Nation. Summer favorites Yacht Rock Review return to Leaderbank Pavilion for 2 shows. Catch them Friday, August 8th and Saturday, August 9th. Get tickets now at livenation.com. We'll check the out-of-town scores next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
It's soccer's most thrilling league.
Only the Premier League can make you feel like this.
And now every match is on the SiriusXM app.
Can you believe it?
From the title race.
This is remarkable.
Keeps this title charge on track, surely.
To the relegation fight.
The impossible may still be possible.
Hear every English Premier League match on the SiriusXM app and talk about all the EPL drama on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SiriusXM app.
Working too hard to give you a heart attack.
You want to become good? Work. Playing at Sweet 16s, parties, weddings, bar mitzvahs. First record I remember buying was Time Out by Dave Brubeck. Flabbergasted by that album, how good that was. You know the song Wipeout? I just adapted it to the piano.
The Billy Joel Channel is back on SiriusXM for a limited time. Channel 79 and the SiriusXM app.
This week on Let's Go with Bill Belichick, Max Crosby, Peter King, and me, Jim Gray. Los Angeles Chargers coach Jim Harbaugh. Now you're back with an opportunity here in the playoffs. It happened pretty quick.
It feels good, really good. That's how it's felt, since day one, where everybody is doing anything and everything they can to help us be successful and to win. If you have that, it's just who could have it better.
Listen to the extended version of Let's Go, now available exclusively on the SiriusXM app.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
Vegas Golden Knights head coach Bruce Cassidy.
What gets you excited when you see their team, really starting to function at a high level?
Now you're bringing new guys in and creating a culture for them. I have always enjoyed that, enjoyed it in Boston, love it here. 2 organizations with great culture and winning sort of attitudes, and we're seeing some young guys getting a little more responsibility and handling it well.
The Power Play, weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91 and the SiriusXM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91.
2-2 our score here in Toronto after 2 periods of play as we check the out-of-town scoreboard. Some games from earlier today. Washington Capitals, a 7-4 win over the New York Rangers. Alex Ovechkin did score in that one, leaving him now 23 goals from the all-time record. The San Jose Sharks got a late goal from Cody Ceci to beat the Devils 3-2. The other games, most of them in progress. End of 2 periods in Winnipeg. The Detroit Red Wings, looking for their 4th win in a row, have a 2-1 lead over the Jets. At the end of 2 periods down in Carolina, it's the Minnesota Wild with a 2-0 lead over the Hurricanes. Columbus Blue Jackets up 2-0 on St. Louis after 2 periods. And also at the end of 2, the Colorado Avalanche have a 1-0 lead over Montreal. End of the first period down in Dallas, the Stars and the Utah Hockey Club are scoreless. The other games are yet to get underway. 9 o'clock face-off out in L.A. with the Tampa Bay Lightning visiting the Kings. The Calgary Flames will host the Nashville Predators tonight for a 10 o'clock Eastern Time face-off. Also a 10 o'clock face-off in Vegas where the Golden Knights will host the Buffalo Sabres. And the Edmonton Oilers will visit the Seattle Kraken for a 10 o'clock Eastern Time face-off there. Mentioned a little while ago, the Oilers come into that one 13-3-1 in their last 17. They will visit the Bruins coming up on Tuesday night at TD Garden. 2 periods in the books here in Toronto. The Leafs and the Bruins are tied at 2. We'll have the 3rd period coming up next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Happy holidays. Welcome to the Nissan year-end sales event. Are you interested in a test drive? Absolutely. Great. Well, there's the new V6 powered Frontier. Oh, the Rogue with an available 12.3-inch touchscreen. All right. Oh, and the all-new Kicks, which has intelligent all-wheel drive. Nice. So what do you think? Finished with all your holiday shopping?
About to be. Toss me the keys. Let's go.
Hurry in for the best deals of the year, only at the Nissan year-end sales event. Now get a low $239 per month lease for 36 months on Rogue. Available feature, intelligent all-wheel drive cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. Always monitor traffic and weather conditions. Well-qualified lessees, 2024 Rogue S all-wheel drive, $46.89 initial payment excludes tax, title, and license. Disposition fee due at lease end. Take from new dealer stock. Call 1-888-858-8319 for offer details. Ends 1/6/25.
The Peterson School has been a leader in teaching the trade since 1946 and is now enrolling for their spring semester in Woburn, Westwood, Worcester, and Haverhill. Visit petersonschool.com to learn more. The Peterson School. They teach the trades.
Hey, DQ fans, get 2 single cheeseburgers for $5 or 2 double cheeseburgers for just $7 with the DQ Cheeseburger Lovers Deal. Only for limited time at participating DQ locations. Happy tastes good.
If you need tires, think Town Fair Tire. Thinking name brands? We have them all. Thinking price? We beat the competitors. Free services? We have those too. For the guaranteed lowest price, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Every great team is built around its stars. So let's meet the stars of your New England Ford dealers' award-winning lineup of SUVs. First up, we have the Bronco Sport. Its iconic styling really sets it apart on the road, and its all-terrain capability makes it ready for anything. Then, there's the Ford Explorer. There's room for 7 passengers and a ton of gear. Your New England Ford dealers have some great offers on the whole award-winning lineup. Stop by today and see for yourself.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification across the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
The world's fastest game.
Find him with a pass and they score! John Tavares!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
This is a black and gold flashback.
Krug out of the left point. Here's drive and he scores! Torrey Krug from the left point. Finds a hole on Pavlik to give the Bruins a 2-1 lead. Sends it across the blue line to Krug with room, left side, looking. Wrist shot, tip score! Torrey Krug's third point of the day, and the Bruins are up 3-1.
Our black and gold flashback tonight taking us back to this date in 2014. Torrey Krug scored 2 goals, added an assist. Tuukka Rask stopped 36 out of 37 shots as the Bruins beat the Winnipeg Jets at TD Garden by a score of 4-1. Here in Toronto, as we get ready to start the third period, Bruins and the Maple Leafs are even at 2 goals apiece. Fans, the Pro Shop powered by 47 is your go-to for all of your black and gold gear. Shop the latest products like jerseys, name and number tees, knit hats, and more. Visit the Hub on Causeway and grab your merch or shop online at bostonproshop.com. So we go to the third period. Win a period, win a game. Bruins will be going from left to right here in the third. Shots are even at 21 through 2 periods of play.
It's been a good game.
Has been. It's been a fun game to watch.
Yeah. You know, all those lines that started the game? Yeah, they're not together anymore.
Throw them out. Charlie Coyle takes the opening face-off here. Go out there with Lindholm and Marchand. As the puck gets deep into the attack zone here for Toronto. They work it around to McCabe. Now back to Marner up high. Back to McCabe again to the left circle. Takes the shot with Nyes in front. Swayman made the save. Nyes tried to wrap it around the far post and had a chance at it before it was knocked away.
Mostly got to that far post.
Swayman lost his stick in that fray. He's got it back now. As the puck behind the net, Osterley trying to knock it away from Nyes. Matthews has it back toward Myers at the right point, but got away from him and back toward the Toronto zone it comes as both teams change it up. Riley will backhand it over Osterley's head. McAvoy goes back and spins it toward the near side. Riley at the point to keep alive. Throws one toward the slot as Nylander floated in front. On the far boards, Benoit overskated the puck out near the blue line. It's kicked ahead by Zacha. Pasternak's got it just inside the Toronto zone, but his pass into the middle taken away by a back-checking Tavares. Tavares will carry it up ice and give right side for Pacioretty. Tavares goes down. Zadorov goes down. They go skidding on into the end boards. Puck gets past Nylander at the blue line and comes all the way back down into the Toronto zone. Shot back out through neutral ice. McAvoy got a stick on that. Swayman will play it away from his net.
Thought it was going to be ice, and that's what he was signaling for, but it actually hit McAvoy.
Domi shoved in the far corner by Zadorov, but Domi stays with the puck. Across ice it comes to Ekman Larson, but then he lost it, and Brazo just chops it off the near boards and out. Tanev will skate back to get it in the Toronto end. And at 45 gone here in the third period. Domi coming up the right wing side. Carries it down the circle. Lohrei batted the stick around behind the net. Domi's got it back now at the near side hash marks. To McCabe. Over to Tanev. Winds. Fires. That one wide to the short side. Peak gets it off the carom.
Because it deflected, it came right back out towards the front of the net.
On the near boards, Peak pushing it to the blue line, and it gets through McMahon, who will chase it back into his own zone. Brazo on his tail. Brazo nearly forcing the turnover behind the net. Kastelik's got it off the far boards as he takes a hit from McMahon. Here's Carlo, high slot, takes a shot. Glove stop by Woll, no rebound.
Yeah, good look at it for Woll. Like, kind of sails a little bit on Carlo. Nobody able to rotate to the front of the net. The Bruins were completing a change. Good glove save. They're going to be leaning on him for a little while, depending on how long Stolarz is out. Stolarz was really good here at the beginning of the season for them.
Yeah, Stolarz numbers 9-5-2, 215 goals against, which was tied for second in the league. 927 save percentage, tied with Connor Hellebuck for first in the league.
I think his win-loss should have been better than that.
No kidding. Puck shot off into the near corner. But Wool comes in 12-6 on the year with a 2.39 goals against and a 9.17 save percentage. That's fourth in the league in the save percentage category and tied for ninth in goals against. He's had a decent start to the year, too.
Just go back to last year, and many people in Toronto, and they've got a right to think this way, but the playoff series against the Bruins, they were missing Matthews for a couple of games, Wool for a couple of games. He was their starter. Nylander at the beginning of the series.
Chunk of the series, yeah.
Yeah, yes, they lost to the Bruins in 7 games, but there's some that were trying to find some kind of positive spin on it.
Yeah, Wool came on and won games 5 and 6 in that series, and then he missed game 7.
That started, yeah. So there was a lot going on behind the scenes for the Leafs in that series.
Ekman Larsson plays it across to Benoit and up the near side.
And then they decide to make the coaching change and fortify their defense.
McAvoy on the near side. As you said, as good a first half as they've had, it's all about the playoffs. Here in Toronto, as Pasternak goes down hard, courtesy of Ekman Larsson. Nyes will bring it out into the neutral ice. Pass off to the right side for Tavares. Got it in front. Nyes scores! Matthew Nyes with his second of the game as he was able to drag that puck to the front of the net and backhand it around Swayman to make it 3-2 Toronto.
Yeah, Nyes has been probably their best player here today. Good defensive play by Ekman Larsson on Pasternak. They come back the other way. Osterley has his man. Carlo's got his man. That's Nyes in the middle. It's a 2-on-2. And Carlo misses. He's there. He's got his stick stretched out. He's blocking this pass. He steps in front of Nyes. Nyes hops behind him, and Carlo misses the puck. And then Nyes with his back to Swayman. So you don't know where that puck's going to go, and he just kind of chops at it on the backhand, and it finds a hole on Swayman. But that's a 2-on-2, and it's defended well until it wasn't.
Nyes is a good finish, too. He was moving through that top of the crease with some pretty good speed. As Pacioretty played it into the right wing corner. Tavares will get it down deep. Past Nylander. It'll come around to Pacioretty at the left wing hash marks. So 4 minutes into this third period, Leafs are back in front.
Yeah, you can see Carlo, he might be your most reliable defensive defenseman, right? You can see the frustration on his face when he missed that puck.
Puck batted around inside the attack zone. Pasternak takes one away and scores! David Pasternak with a steal, and he rips it past Wool, and they were tied at 3.
Boy, another good answer by the Bruins. They had one in the second period. This is a great answer here. Right after the goal is scored by Nyes, Toronto cannot clear this puck. They have possession. It's Tavares with possession. He gets stripped of the puck by Pasternak in the high slot, and then Pasternak's moving from left to right, so on his forehand. And he had that shot that went off the post early, ripped it right off the post blocker side. This one's going to go on Wool at blocker side, or possibly between the blocker and body. Can't really tell, but he rips this wrist shot after he steals the puck from Tavares.
14th of the year for Pasternak. Just his second in the last 8 games. We talked earlier about the frustration evident with him. But a good one there, and a big one. Just 34 seconds after the Leafs had taken the lead. Now the puck gets by Lohrei at the blue line in a race up ice. Robertson gets it across. McMahon put it wide.
I don't know if Lohrei thought that Peak was going to come across there. It looked like he slowed up going back, and then he figured he had to get going again.
Bruins have possession here with Frederick breaking out of the zone. Sends over to Wahlstrom on the left side, and deep it goes into the Toronto end. Wall will play it away from forecheck of Brazo.
Watching Jay Leach, who's down on the defensive side of things. He's got the hands going like, guys, figure it out. Have some communication here. Like, that puck hops by Lohrei, and he just kind of watched it. He thought Peak was coming. Then he says, I got to get going here. Now both of them come over to the same guy, and it leads to a great scoring chance down the middle.
Right, so
Robertson.
Peak has to get over to try to cover Lorai's guy and leaves the opening in the middle of the ice.
But communication. So Peak's already coming over, then Lorai's got to go to the middle.
5 minutes gone here in the third in a tie game. McAvoy pivoting with a puck at his own blue line. Pass bounced away from Pasternak. Leafs will steer it out of their zone, but Zacha drops it back here for Zadorov. His pass overshot Geeky on the near side. Austin Matthews from the red line skates it across the Boston zone, into the Boston zone. Nyes moved it down deep. Matthews took the legs out from under McAvoy, and in front they score. And it's Nyes with a hat trick as the Leafs go back in front 4-3.
Boy, an eventful few minutes here, hasn't it? And Nyes along the wall is going to beat his man back toward the front of the net and get a nice little pass. He's going to beat Swayman to the blocker's side. First career hat trick for Nyes. Yeah, Matthews in on the forecheck on McAvoy. And he wins that battle. And Nyes just ahead of Frederick and Zadorov coming to the front of the net. Left alone there, and a perfect shot by Nyes, point blank, off the pass from Matthews.
Austin Matthews returning to the lineup after a 6-game absence. Has a couple of assists tonight.
You know, one of the things that plagued the Bruins earlier in the season were you would see 5 guys in the picture, you know, when you would watch a replay of a goal. You'd see 5 Bruins jerseys in the picture. Yet there's a passing lane and a shooting lane for the guy coming right down the middle. And that just happened there.
3 goals from Nyes tonight gives him 14 on the year. As the ice crew finishing up collecting the hats. Some stray ones still falling out of the crowd here at Scotiabank Arena.
It was Geeky and Zadorov trying to get to Nyes as he came to the net. And they're both just a stick length or a half a stick length slow.
Well, we'll see how the Bruins respond this time. After Nyes' first goal, Bruins scored 12 seconds later. After Nyes' second goal, Pasternak scored 34 seconds later. Face-off win at center ice by Beecher, and Carlo will dump it in from the red line. Puck comes bounding behind the net to Wall. He'll steer it up off the near glass over the outstretched arm of Kastelik. Carlo had it come out of the zone, dumped it back in, delayed offside, but the Bruins tag up. Brought out of the zone here for the Leafs by Dewar. Runs into Kastelik. Deep it comes to Swayman around the far boards to Kepke. Chopped off his stick, and Dewar will steer it back toward that far corner. Lorentz got bumped off his stride by Carlo. Up the wall it comes to Ekman Larsson out at the blue line. He lifted into the air. Gloved out of there by Osterley. But taken back by Kampf, and he'll work his way into the right wing corner. Kastelik stick check, knocked that puck loose. Kepke stumbled coming out toward the blue line. Can't get it out. Off the far boards, it jumped into the air. Beecher will back it up, and the Leafs went for a change. 13:35 to play here in the third. Toronto up by a goal once again. Nyes couldn't get a pass coming out of the zone, and instead it will be a Toronto icing.
Fans, check out the upcoming Hardest Working Player of the Week content on 985thesportshub.com. Bruins page brought to you by the Peterson School. The Peterson School is now enrolling for their spring semester in Woburn, Westwood, Worcester, Haverhill, and Turner Falls. Visit petersonschool.com to learn more.
The Leafs, Nyes with the 3 goals. Mitch Marner's got a 3-point night as well, as Wall didn't know where that puck was.
Still doesn't.
He's looking all the way around. Lindholm from the right circle, shot it off into the far corner. Now a drive by Lorai. Knocked aside. Out of that far corner, Matthews comes with a puck. Chips it up the wall. Marner will come through neutral ice. He angles it off the boards, looking to spring Nyes behind Lohrei, but Lohrei made the play. Marchand comes back the other way and feeds Lindholm, but had to chase it to the near side boards. Lifted up and out of the Toronto zone by Marner. Andrew Peeke back near his own blue line. Bruins changing the forwards here as Peeke and Lohrei trade the puck. Wahlstrom will redirect a Peeke pass deep. Wall backhands it around toward the far corner, but Frederick was getting in on a forecheck.
He's shaky right now.
Domi brings it through the center circle. Left side, the pass comes to Riley. He whistles one wide of Swayman. From the far point, spun back in deep by Myers. Riley at the hash marks near side, shoved down by McAvoy. Charlie gets it along for Frederick, backhanded through neutral ice. Wahlstrom giving chase. Way to cross ice here. Riley couldn't catch up with it. Frederick's got it. He'll work his way back toward the high slot, and Riley relieves him the puck. McMahon just gets it out. Frederick will hand off near the red line for Zadorov. Off the near boards, the pass to Pasternak. Goes all the way across ice for Geekie, who was trying to get it to Zacha, but Myers denied. Tavares and Nylander come forward. Nylander down the right wing circle. Shot, stick saved by Swayman. Rebound taken by the Bruins, and Pasternak up ice with some speed. On the right wing side, throws it toward the net. Zacha angled away from it by Ekman-Larsson. Benoit will work his way back out through the neutral zone here for the Leafs. Dumps in wide of Swayman. Tavares out of the corner, sent one toward the slot, but Carlo was there to play it away. Pacioretty kept it in near side of the blue line, but now they get it out. And Pasternak up ice fighting with Ekman-Larsson. He was all by himself against three blue shirts. Camp got it back into the Bruins zone, but Boston controls. Carlo with a pass up ice, tipped in deep by Koepke. Tanev spun it toward the near side for McCabe, kept it moving to Camp. Outlets for Dewar, and deep it goes. Swayman went out behind the net, under pressure from Lorentz, who got body position in there for the moment, but now it's to his side. They battle for it. Puck will come back to Tanev at the right point. Lorentz in the corner against Lohrei. Kastelik comes in, gets a bump on him as well. Camp now goes behind the net here for the Leafs. Backhands it back toward the near point for McCabe. Over to Tanev far side. Tried to get it to the net, blocked by Beecher. Beecher got it to Koepke. Koepke gets hauled down coming out of the zone. No call. Camp will throw it back in towards Swayman, who hands it at the side of the net to McAvoy. Marchand will skate into the Toronto zone. Pivots toward the boards, takes a hit from Matthews. Try to stay with the puck. It is cleared out by Myers, but that'll be an icing against the Leafs here with 10:05 to go.
Yeah, good pace. The Leafs thought that Koepke went down kind of easy, but it looked like he got taken down. Coming
I thought
out
so.
of the zone. Watched him for 40 games. I haven't seen him go down easily. That was Wole. He was looking for that puck. The Bruins won that face-off, and it was Peeke who took the shot. He didn't know where it was.
He was spinning around in his crease, trying to find it. Off the face-off, here's McAvoy down the right side, centering pass.
Oh, he had Lindholm open in the slot.
Zadorov with a drive, and that one finds the backboards and ricochets all the way out into neutral ice. Zadorov hustling back over to keep Nyes from getting that puck. Marchand backhands a pass across the ice. McAvoy slipped and fell as he reached for it, but gets up and plays it deep into Toronto territory. Tanev bumped by Marchand behind the net, but the Leafs maintain possession. Domi gets a pass from Marner. Sends it down the left wing boards, and Osterley will reverse it back around the near side. Carlo under pressure. Pasternak swipes it towards Zacha. Zaka's got a little space here, and from the red line, he'll send it deep. Geekie to it, far side boards. Back in behind it comes toward the near corner. Zacha reaching for it against Benoit. Geekie into the far corner. Shouldered by Ekman-Larsson. Ekman-Larsson goes down. They're going to get Geekie for a penalty as it looked like the stick rode up.
Pretty good battle between these two, and Geekie ends up getting the better of him. I have to look at a replay to see if the stick actually came up or not. I don't like it when they get the stronger guy. When you got two guys in a battle and they get the stronger guy, but if the stick got up, that's different.
So Toronto goes to the power play when we come back. 9:01 to go here in the third. It's 4-3 Maple Leafs on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network. Driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Tonight on Sirius XM Sports.
Bengals need a win to stay alive in the playoff race, while the Steelers are playing for playoff positioning. That's what's on the line tonight in Pittsburgh as the AFC North rivals meet in their regular season finale. Play-by-play now, NFL Radio Channel 88, Mad Dog Sports Radio Channel 82, and the Sirius XM app.
Sirius XM Sports. Wherever you are, your team plays here.
It all comes down to this. Week 18 in the NFL. And there's only one place to hear all the action.
Touchdown, Washington! We'll see you in the postseason!
And that's the Sunday Drive. This is Steve Torrey. Join Bill Leckus and me at noon Eastern for live listen-ins, guests, playoff implications, and coaching news around the NFL.
The Lions will take on the Vikings with everything at stake.
Spend Week 18 with a Sunday Drive at noon Eastern on NFL Radio Channel 88 and on the Sirius XM app.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
Vegas Golden Knights head coach Bruce Cassidy.
What gets you excited when you see their team, really starting to function at a high level?
Now you're bringing new guys in and creating a culture for them. I have always enjoyed that, enjoyed it in Boston, love it here. Two organizations with great culture and winning sort of attitudes, and we're seeing some young guys getting a little more responsibility and handling it well.
The Power Play, weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app. Under review.
So I always crack up when people go, I got a 4th and a 5th and a 6th. And yeah, and Charlie Brown got a rock. I'll take the 4th, 5th, and 6th over the rock. If you miss on your first-round draft pick, it can happen. You miss the second time, what are we doing here? You miss the third time, you should be fired. What are you doing running your team's draft? No excuses.
Under Review with Mick Kern, 11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
Sticking Minor.
Yeah, good battle. Good battle between Ekman Larsson and Geekie, and it looked like right at the tail end, Geekie got his stick up on Ekman Larsson. Ekman Larsson certainly made sure the referee could see it by laying there for a couple of seconds, but up and fine right now, but it was a high stick.
So this is the first real power play chance that the Leafs have had tonight, and they get a scoring chance right off the bat here as Matthews from the bottom of the far circle.
Tavares from behind the net makes a good little pass there.
Toronto had 20 seconds of power play time in the second period at the back end of a 4-on-4. Their power play 18th in the league at 21.1%. Scored 3 times in 7 chances the last time the Bruins were in this building. Marner along the far boards. Gets it down low to Matthews. Back to Marner. Brings it toward the face-off dot. Hands off to Matthews at the hash marks. Up top for Riley. Riley steps to his left. Gave it up to Nylander and gets it right back. Now Nylander, top of the near left circle. Down low, Marner. Angles it behind the net. Matthews takes it toward the far face-off dot. Takes the shot. In and out of Swayman's glove. Poked that by Lindholm. Can't get it out. Matthews backhands it into open ice. Lunging for it. Carlo can't get it out. Nylander turns with it along the near boards. A minute 11 to go on the power play as the puck comes into the middle. Zadorov fighting for possession. And now finally Lindholm's able to swat it all the way down ice.
I get the signals crossed, right? Zadorov and Zaka, it looked like.
Riley comes out with it from behind the Leafs net. Now drops it back, and Marner will carry it to neutral ice. Gives the pass off left side for Matthews. Played toward the near corner. And Andrew Peak digging in for it along the near wall. Able to keep it locked up is McAvoy. Now finally it starts to pop free. 30 seconds to go in the power play. Ekman Larsson to Matthews to Ekman Larsson. Now Marner down toward the near corner. Nylander got it back to Marner. He steps to the top of the face-off circle. Took a shot with a body in front. McMahon. McMahon's got it. Hands to Marner at the back of the net. 15 to go in the power play. Nylander, top of the circle. Crossing pass, redirected by Coyle, and the slot goes out of play.
Yeah, good stick there by Coyle. That's a long shift right there. Right? Nylander made a couple of nice plays. Matthews still out there. You only have 10 seconds remaining in the power play. When you have the puck in the offensive zone and you're not going back in your own end the whole time, Why not?
And some of the most gifted offensive players in the game with a chance to open up a 2-goal lead if they score. I think I'd leave them out there for as long as I could, too. 10 seconds to go on the power play. And the puck comes ricocheting out of the zone past McCabe. So the Bruins will kill this one off as Geekie comes out of the box. We have 7 minutes even to go here in the third period. Down by a goal as Carlo denies an entry. Kastelik will get it to the attack zone and wrap it all around the boards toward the near side. Geekie cutting in front of Nyes. They get tangled along the hash marks. Beecher's got it at the blue line, tried to get it to Kastelik, but a little bit on the wrong side. Kastelik will play it back toward the blue line, but picked off by McMahon. And Nyes will dump it around behind Swayman. Kastelik gets the feed up ice from Osterley. Deep again it goes. Frederick in there on the forecheck. Puck wrapped up the near boards and out. And Lorai will chase it back and make sure it gets to an icing with 6:20 to play.
Fans, hockey season's the perfect time to replace your old boiler with a new Peerless boiler. Don't wait until you have no heat. Go to peerlessboilers.com for a dealer near you. And remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
Bruins right back home after this one for a 6 o'clock face-off against the Islanders tomorrow. And then the Edmonton Oilers will come to town on Tuesday night. Bruins in the midst of 4 games in 6 days. Deep on the near side boards. Pasternak throws one toward the net off the skate of Riley. Dewar will get the clear here for Toronto. Pasternak back trying to keep that puck away from Lorentz. It'll come around behind the net. And on to Trent Frederick. Just outside the blue line. Marner able to tap that one up into the air, but Peak holds him at bay. Frederick over to Lorai. Into the middle of the neutral zone for Zaka, but Riley able to keep him away from that puck. And now Lorai's got it back in his own zone. 5:43 to play here in regulation. Off the near wall for Marchand. Matthews, a takeaway just inside the Toronto zone. Nyes will whistle one across ice for Matthews. Steps in across the line along with Marner. Down the right wing circle. Spins to the ice, but got the puck to Marner. Now Marner under pressure from Elias Lindholm, who wins that back. Sends ahead to Coyle. Hands off to McAvoy. Skating across the line. Taken to the boards by Benoit. Pacioretty will go right back the other direction for Toronto. Backhands it around Zadorov, and he'll go to the end boards playing that puck. Zadorov pokes it along for McAvoy. Bruins moving from right to left here in the third period with 5 minutes to go. Zadorov trying to get it to the net, blocked. Pacioretty gets it from Tavares and dumps it in to the right of Swayman on the attacking side. Back toward the blue line. Tanev got it to Pacioretty on the inside of the circle. He tried a handoff for Tavares, who waved wildly at a one-time attempt.
Got his stick lifted or just missed that?
Did a full 360 spin as Tavares along the end wall, held by Zadorov. Wahlstrom under pressure from Pacioretty, who wins that puck back to McCabe at the right point. On to Riley, into the center of the blue line for Nylander, right back to Riley, and across ice. It jumps away from Pacioretty. 4:15 to play. And the Leafs able to keep this puck deep in Bruins territory. Arlo finds Zadorov behind the net. Toronto had gone for a change. They're getting fresh bodies out there. Bruins doing likewise. Coming out of the Bruins zone with it is Zaka, right through the center of the ice. Down the right side to pass in for Pasternak in the corner. Zaka moves it in toward the far corner now, and Ekman Larson will poke it up ice for Robertson, who stumbles coming out of the zone, turns it over to Geekie. Got it right back to Pasternak just inside the line. Pasternak goes across ice. Osterley with a shot in the left circle, and Woll makes the glove save, no rebound. 3:36 to go. Toronto with a 4-3 lead. Back with the end of regulation next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network. Driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. Plus, get incredible value from the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
Hi, this is Trent Frederick. I have teamed up with the Shaws and Star Market Foundation this year for Feeding the Puck for families. Every time me or one of my teammates feeds the puck to help score a goal, they will be enabling a donation of $100 to the Greater Boston Food Bank, up to $50,000 to help end hunger. Learn more at 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck.
TD cardholders score special benefits at TD Garden, from pro shop discounts and free tours to free popcorn and more. These benefits were made for game time. Learn more at the TD Garden website. TD Bank, Bank of the Boston Celtics and Bruins.
Hey, it's Maz. Here's my hot take. I am convinced this is the winter we get pummeled, unlike years past. So do what I did. Be prepared with an Aaron's snow thrower. They're the king of snow for a reason. Aaron's has been building extremely reliable products for over 90 years, and I trust Aaron's to throw snow better and farther than any snow throwers out there. Aaron's has a lineup of machines to fit every need, so throw back what old man winter dishes out with Aaron's, the king of snow. Visit your local independent Aaron's dealer today.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to drive smarter with high-tech features and excellent reliability. Plus, get incredible value from the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
.336 left here in the third period. Toronto has a 4-3 lead. Bruins have not led in this game. They were down 2-0, came back, tied it late in the second period at 2. Toronto grabbed an early third period lead on Nyes' second of the game at 3:43. Bruins answered right back. Pasternak unassisted at 4:17 to tie it. But then, minute and 11 seconds later, Nyes scored again at 5:28 from Matthews and McCabe to make it 4-3, and that's where we are. With just over 3.5 minutes to go, Bruins trying to find a way to get this thing tied again. Pasternak sending one toward the left wing circle for Geekie, redirected into the corner. Zacha able to win that puck back behind the net to McAvoy. To the right circle, Pasternak's shot blocked by Tanev. And it'll be played up and out of the zone.
Yeah, he's one of the best in the business at it. He's right in good position that time, kind of following him around.
Pasternak to Zacha, now to McAvoy with a high shot. Blocker saved by Woll. Lorai gave it along the left wing side of Pasternak. He throws one in front. Woll kicked it back to the top of the crease and then covered as McCabe and Geekie were wrestling in front.
Good shift by that line. Starts with the face-off, offensive zone. That last shot by Pasternak got all the way through. It's McCabe battling with Geekie in front, but it got all the way through that time to Woll.
3 minutes even to go here in regulation. Frederick, Brazo, and Wahlstrom come out for this face-off in the offensive zone. Tavares won the draw around the near side boards. Camp hit hard by Zadorov, got it cleared, but that will go for a Maple Leafs icing. Charlie Coyle hops over the boards.
Well, Frederick, who won that faceoff in the second period for his goal. Now they're going to put it in the other side and have Coyle take it on the right wing side to the left of Woll.
Peak and Zadorov are the deep pairing right now as Coyle stands in against Tavares. Gets a warning. Does Coyle. And off the face-off, battle for possession. It will come behind the net. Brazo skates onto it, was trying to get it out to the slot. Misfired on it. Now peak of the blue line as it forced out by Nylander. 2:40 to play. Zadorov to Peak. Got it backhanded across the line. Ekman Larson got in the way, but the Bruins get it, and Frederick's going to get whistled for a hand pass here. As the puck came up around waist high, he knocked it down, but Coyle played it. High line. We're going to take one more break, and then the end of regulation. 2:34 to go. 4-3 Toronto leads on the 98.5 The Sports Up Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. Plus, get incredible value from the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
The wait is almost over.
This crowd is ready for hockey.
The world's best players take the ice to compete for their country. International Best on Best Hockey comes to Boston as Bruins stars Brad Marchand of Team Canada and Charlie McAvoy of Team USA compete to see which hockey nation will reign. Canada, Finland, Sweden, USA. The Four Nations Face-Off. Get your tickets today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, could be picked up as soon as the next day. No title, no problem. Go to carsforkids.org today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to drive smarter with high-tech features and excellent reliability. Plus, get incredible value from the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
.234 left. Bruins trail 4-3 with a faceoff coming just outside the Toronto blue line. Swayman is in the crease for now. The Bruins have what is essentially their first power play unit out there to take this faceoff. McAvoy's the lone defenseman.
Oh, Swayman's
all the way out
of the way
between
to
the
the
circles.
bench.
Off the faceoff, they control the puck. Pasternak trying to drive it in. Swayman headed for the bench. Matthews able to lift it back out of the Toronto zone. Lohrei joins as the sixth attacker, and Pasternak gets it from him. He'll play it toward Wall. Wall shovels it toward the near corner. Tanev eats it into the corner. It'll come along the near boards to Nyes now, and Marner going around Lohrei into the neutral zone, into the Boston zone, and shoots it into the empty net. With 2:05 to go, fourth point of the night for Mitch Marner, and it's 5-3 Toronto.
Yeah, they dump that puck in, Pasternak does. He puts it right on Wolf, and Wolf plays it. He's not going to cover that puck up. He just moves it right away, and Marner scoots by Lohrei out at the left, up on the right wing. Lohrei, the left defenseman, and Lohrei got caught standing still a little bit there. Almost too easy.
That is the 14th goal and the 55th point of the season for Mitch Marner. 4 points. The goal and 3 assists for him tonight.
Well, that top line's done all the damage, or most of it.
Have.
Swayman back out of the net.
As the puck goes in on.
Still got 2 minutes. You got a minute and 59 seconds. Face off in the offensive zone. Swayman goes to the bench. The way goals have been scored in this game, you got an opportunity.
Yeah, twice tonight the Bruins have scored less than 35 seconds after a Maple Leafs goal.
They're going to call a timeout right now, though.
Yeah, they'll gather everybody around at the Bruins bench. Figure out a way to get a quick one here with the goaltender pulled. Assistant coach Chris Kelly with the dry erase board. Bruins trying to avoid going to 0-3 on this road trip before they head home tonight. Schedule does not get a whole lot easier.
Well, no, the Islanders are sitting there waiting for him.
Islanders are sitting there waiting for him. You got Edmonton coming to town on Tuesday. You got a trip down to Florida to take on Tampa and the defending champs this coming week.
And then Tampa comes in right after that.
Yeah. So as they come out of the timeout, face-off will be in the offensive zone. And it'll be the same 6 that were out there for the empty netter here. Elias Lindholm to match up against John Tavares on the face-off. Marchand got it back to the point with a broken stick belonging to McCabe. McAvoy with a shot. Save made. Rebound in front. Score! Zacha got it over to Pasternak at the bottom of the far circle. And the Bruins have life with 1:50 to go. It's 5-4.
Good battle. Right wing circle, face off. They're going to win this draw. McCabe is going to break his stick. He's going to be the guy going to the front of the net. The shot comes from the right point. Marchand keeps it alive, and then it's Zacha just punching it over to a wide open David Pastrnak on the left wing side. He's got half the net to put this puck into. Good battle on the face-off circle. Good battle in front. Swayman goes back into the net.
Be the second assist of the night for Pavel Zacha.
Similar assists.
Yeah. Pastrnak now with a pair of goals, 15 on the year. He has now tied Marchand for the team lead. Swayman will go right to the bench as the Bruins get the puck deep here, trying to score a second one with the goaltender pull. Matthews backs it up to McCabe. To the far corner, Tanev played it out toward the blue line. Got through Marchand. Played it neutral ice here by McAvoy and drives it right back in deep. That's going to be an icing. McAvoy was about a stride shy of the red line. He's arguing, but it'll come all the way back down.
Yeah, that's... he's definitely shy of the red line. But a lot of times that's let go. He's a couple feet short.
So Swayman back in the crease with 1:31 to play in a defensive zone faceoff. 5-4 Toronto leads. Elias Lindholm against Austin Matthews on the draw. Puck came to Marner, but he fumbled it, and McAvoy gets it out. Marchand plays it in toward Wall, in and out of his glove into the far corner. Tanev run aside of it by Lindholm. Bruins have the extra attacker on. It's lifted out to the blue line. Good play by Lohrei to keep it in from the right circle. His shot hit McCabe and went wide. Pastrnak left wing circle. Here's Lindholm getting it right through the crease. Taken away by Matthews as he tried to clear it. Bounced off of Nyes. And now Marchand reaching for it in the near corner. Matthews has it back on his stick. McCabe will bring it to the end boards. Sends it around the near side. Picked off by Marchand, but as he played it toward the slot, it'll be cleared out. It goes wide of the empty net, and an icing called with 50.7 seconds to go.
Marner a little frustrated with himself. He's had himself a night, but he had an open look at that net. Wasn't anybody in front of him, even from his own zone, for someone of his caliber. He's a little frustrated. Kind of hooked that shot. They had some chances to clear, Toronto did. Were a little shaky doing it.
50.7 seconds left. Face off, near circle to our right. Lindholm against Matthews. Lindholm wins it cleanly. McAvoy sends it over to Lohrei at the left point. Back to McAvoy near side. Moves it toward the center of the blue line. Gives over to Lohrei again. Now he's at the center of the blue line. Down low for Pastrnak. In front off of Lindholm. A chance on the near side.
That was the backdoor play. That was there.
Puck is cleared out. Foot race up ice. Diving for it and knocking it into the empty net. Matthews as Pastrnak dove to try to knock it away. And the Leafs make it 6-4.
Yeah, Marner, another assist. He got that puck up to Matthews. It's a foot race between him and Pastrnak, and Matthews dives. That puck was kept alive. Lindholm tried to chip it to Marchand back door and just hit a skate in front. And then a composed play by Marner to just softly chip that puck off the boards into space. Let Matthews and Pastrnak get into a foot race for it. They both race, and it's Matthews diving to punch this puck into an open net.
So Austin Matthews with the empty net goal, his 12th goal of the season, a 3-point night for him, 2 assists earlier. And as you mentioned, Marner's going to wind up with 5 points tonight as he'll get an assist on that. Face-off win by the Leafs. Benoit will spin it around behind the Bruins net, 23 seconds left. As Toronto will beat the Bruins for the second straight time. As Coyle chips it down the right wing boards and chases into the near corner against Benoit. Poked out toward the circle, steered out of there by Camp. Comes back into the Bruins zone, and that will do it. A back and forth third period, but the Leafs able to win it. 6-4 the final score. And the Bruins go 0-3 on this 3-game road trip. We'll be back with a recap next on the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Happy holidays. Welcome to the Nissan year-end sales event. Are you interested in a test drive? Absolutely. Great. Well, there's the new V6-powered Frontier. Oh, the Rogue with an available 12.3-inch touchscreen. All right. Oh, and the all-new Kicks, which has intelligent all-wheel drive. Nice. So what do you think? Finished with all your holiday shopping? About to be. Toss me the keys. Let's go.
Hurry in for the best deals of the year, only at the Nissan year-end sales event. Now get a low $239 per month lease for 36 months on Rogue. Available feature, intelligent all-wheel drive cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. Always monitor traffic and weather conditions. Well-qualified lessees, 2024 Rogue S all-wheel drive, $46.89 initial payment excludes tax, title, and license. Disposition fee due at lease end. Take from new dealer stock. Call 1-888-858-8319 for offer details. Ends 1/6/25.
I'm all for saving money, but sometimes you get what you pay for. Like with suntan lotion. Or musical instruments. And especially when it comes to home insurance.
Warning, evacuate immediately.
Given the increase in your home's value, now's the time to talk with an independent agent about safety insurance. They'll make sure you have the coverage you need so you don't end up with the blues. Ask an independent agent about safety insurance. We'll help you manage life storms.
TD cardholders score special benefits at TD Garden. From pro shop discounts and free tours to free popcorn and more. These benefits were made for game time. Learn more at the TD Garden website. TD Bank, Bank of the Boston Celtics and Bruins.
98.5 The Sports Hub and the Bruins Radio Network welcome the following new partners. Your local Nissan dealers. You deserve a car that thrills you, and Nissan's got an exciting full line that'll put goosebumps on your goosebumps. Experience the thrill for yourself. Shop your local Nissan store at nissanusa.com. And Dairy Queen. DQ fans, kick off your favorite game with a sauced and tossed chicken strip basket. Only at participating DQ locations. Happy taste good. From the home of the Bruins, thank you for joining our winning team. NHL fans, give yourself some great looks this season and get Boston Bruins tickets at Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Bruins and the NHL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game so you can catch all the action live. If your plans change, you can sell or transfer your tickets, and mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena in time for puck drop. With Ticketmaster, you'll ensure that when they shoot, you'll score. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/NHL.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to drive smarter with high-tech features and excellent reliability. It's time for intelligent design, plus exciting performance. Get a new vehicle you'll love. Check out the Honda Civic, Accord, or HR-V.
See dealer for financing details.
Back to McAvoy near side. Moves it toward the center of the blue line. Gives over to Lohrei again. Now he's at the center of the blue line. Down low for Pasternak. In front off of Lindholm. A chance on the near side.
That was the backdoor play. That was there.
Puck is cleared out. Foot race up ice. Diving for it and knocking it into the empty net. Matthews as Pasternak dove to try to knock it away. And the Leafs make it 6-4. Back here in Toronto, where Toronto beats the Bruins 6-4, the final score. Back alongside Bob Beers, I'm Ryan Johnston. We talked at the beginning of this broadcast about trying to get the Bruins offense going. They had generated a lot of scoring chances, but not a lot of goals here recently. They score 4 goals tonight. Unfortunately, they could not slow down the top line of the Maple Leafs tonight.
Yeah, it was all the top line, right?
Yeah.
Marner with 5 points, Nyes with 5 points, Matthews with, 3 points here in this one. So you applaud a part of it for the Bruins, the way that they answered some of the goals that were scored by Toronto. When Toronto went up 2-0, they scored right away to make it 2-1. And Toronto scored in the third period. The Bruins answered next shift, to keep this game close and to keep it very winnable. All 3 games on this trip have been winnable. And it's a results-oriented business. We know that. They've done some good things on this trip. They struggled to score goals through the first 2 games of the trip. They score 4 here today. That should be enough to win. But it's the first line of the Toronto Maple Leafs that killed you. And it's one where there were some mistakes made coverage-wise where it broke down for the Bruins against this Leafs team. Nyes beating everybody back to the front of the net. Those are tough ones to swallow because you've taken so much pride in the way that you've defended, and you like the way you defended in the first 2 games of this road trip. But only allowing 2 goals in each of the games. One of the games against Washington was an empty netter. But you played well enough to win those games, and you probably played well enough in certain areas to win today. But then just one too many breakdowns defensively cost you, and against a Leafs team that can put the puck in the net, especially that top line. Matthews gets back in the lineup here today. They didn't have Matthews the last time here in Toronto.
Right.
And they beat the Bruins. Today he was a major difference maker. He wasn't the only one. Marner and Nyes with 5 points. Nyes was the best player on the ice. He had the hat trick. He was a threat. It seemed like most of the time he was on the ice for the Leafs. So, and then the Bruins pull their goaltender, pull Swayman, and they get it to within 1 goal again. But another empty netter. So 2 empty netters against them here today.
Yeah, the Leafs have had a pretty good record, 10-5 without Matthews in the lineup. But as Craig Berube said, he drives the pace for this team.
Yeah,
and you could see it tonight.
Well, he's a big part of it. The forecheck he had on Nyes' goal, that was on, the forecheck on McAvoy, where Nyes was able to get to the net and Matthews found him on a nice passing play. Yeah, he's a major difference maker. You've got to be aware every time he's on the ice, but he's not alone. There's other guys on this Leafs team that can make a difference, and Marner's just having a fantastic season and continue to tear it here today.
As you said, Marner 5 points, Nyes 5 points, including the hat trick tonight. Time for tonight's Lexus Amazing Play of the Game. Puck batted around inside the attack zone. Pasternak takes one away and scores! David Pasternak with a steal, and he rips it past Wall, and we're tied at 3. That is tonight's Lexus Amazing Play of the Game, brought to you by Lexus. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer today. We'll get a check of the out-of-town scores and give you the 3 stars when we return to Toronto, where the Maple Leafs win at 6-4 here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Sports Grid Radio on Sirius XM has you covered this NFL season.
It all comes down to this in the NFC North. Sam Darnold and the Vikings go into Detroit to take on Jared Goff and the Lions with everything on the line. Will the Lions repeat as NFC North champions, or can the Vikings take back the throne? Make sure you tune in to Sports Grid Radio to stay up to date on all the latest.
The place to get the winning edge over the sports books this football season is Sports Grid Radio. Channel 159 in the car and on the Sirius XM app.
SiriusXM is the destination for the best in podcasts. Get started on your 2025 resolutions with motivation and advice on the Mel Robbins Podcast. Focus on nutrition and mental health on the Huberman Lab. And listen to On Purpose with Jay Shetty to make mindfulness and wisdom a part of your everyday. Achieve your 2025 resolutions with SiriusXM Podcasts. SiriusXM Podcasts. Listen to all of these and so much more right now on the SiriusXM app.
24/7 Hockey Talk.
To understand that you are allowed to legally still check the head, not just the head. The head by itself is a penalty. If you wanted to change it, that would be like in the IIHF. That's probably a penalty at the Olympics. That's probably at the World Juniors. That guy's gone and suspended. I ask you, do you want that?
Sirius XM, NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91. And on your schedule with the Sirius XM app.
Hey, this is James Hinchcliffe from Off Track with Hinch and Rossi. Do you love podcasts?
Yep.
Do you have a best friend?
Oh, yeah.
Do you like driving 200 miles per hour in a car with no roof?
Sure do.
Well, then join me and my best friend, IndyCar driver and 2016 Indy 500 winner Alex Rossi.
That's me.
Twice a week for Off Track with Hinch and Rossi on SiriusXM Podcast Network. All year round, we're talking IndyCar, F1, food, travel, and more with some of the biggest names from on and off the track.
So download Off Track with Hinch and Rossi now, available on the SiriusXM app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Join me, Scott Laughlin, and Gord Stellick, along with former NHLer Mike Johnson for NHL Morning Skate, weekday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
Rossi able to get it through to Boldy. Boldy's in alone. He scores! What a night for Minnesota's top line.
Yeah, Minnesota Wild taking on the Carolina Hurricanes today. The Minnesota Wild would shut the Hurricanes out. Final score there was 4-0. Finals from earlier today, the Capitals 7-4 winners over the Rangers. It was the Sharks beating the Devils 3-2. Red Wings over the Winnipeg Jets 4-2. 6-4 Columbus beats the St. Louis Blues. Another 6-goal game for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Montreal just finished that one. It was shootout against the Colorado Avalanche. The Canadiens getting the 2-1 win there. Third period, Dallas and Utah are tied up at 2. At the end of one period, Los Angeles, Tampa tied at 1. Just about ready to get underway. Nashville's in Calgary to take on the Flames. It'd be Vegas playing host to the Buffalo Sabres and Edmonton in Seattle against the Kraken.
And here in Toronto, the Maple Leafs with a 6-4 win tonight over the Bruins. The Shaws and Star Market Foundation's Nourishing Neighbors Initiative sponsors our Feeding the Puck for Families campaign. For every helper on a Bruins goal, they donate another $100 to fight food insecurity. Bruins had 4 feeds tonight, so that's another $400 to the Greater Boston Food Bank. Follow along at 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck. Time now for our 3 stars of the game, presented by Nissan. You deserve a car that thrills you, and Nissan's got an exciting full line that'll put goosebumps on your goosebumps. Experience the thrill for yourself. Shop your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. With a pair of goals for the Bruins, we give our 3rd star to David Pastrnak. Puck batted around inside the attack zone. Pastrnak takes one away and scores! Rebound in front, score! Saka got it over to Pastrnak at the bottom of the far circle. So Pastrnak with 2 goals to give him 15 on the year, tied for the team lead with Brad Marchand. He had just 1 goal in 7 games coming into this one. The number 2 star with a 5-point night, a goal and 4 assists, Mitch Marner. It'll come along the near boards to Nyes now, and Marner going around Lohrei into the neutral zone, into the Boston zone, and shoots it into the empty net. With 2:05 to go, 4th point of the night for Mitch Marner, and it's 5-3 Toronto. And he would add another assist, his 4th assist of the night on Austin Matthews' empty netter to seal the game up with 31 seconds to go. The number 1 star of the night with also a 5-point night, 3 goals and 2 assists from Matthew Nyes. Matthews peeled one off the far boards, shoots, and it's redirected around Swayman. Matthew Nyes tips it in, got it in front, Nyes scores! Matthews took the legs out from under McAvoy, and in front they score. And it's Nyes with a hat trick. The hats falling here at the Scotiabank Arena as the Maple Leafs go on to win it by a final score of 6-4, giving you the final numbers on the night. The Bruins outshot the Maple Leafs 30-29. It was 11-9 Leafs in the first, 12-10 Bruins in the second, and 9-8 Boston in the third period. Jeremy Swayman stopped 23 out of the 27 shots that he faced. 4 goals allowed. The 2 empty netters don't count on his record, but he falls to 13-13-3 on the year. While Joseph Woll will get the victory to go to 13-6-0 as he stopped 26 out of the 30 Bruins shots on the night. Each team went 0 for 2 on the power play. That included about a 20-second power play for each side when they played a lengthy 4-on-4 in the second period. The Bruins' overall record falls to 20-17-4 as they hit the halfway point of the regular season. 41 games in, they have 44 points. The Toronto Maple Leafs now have sole possession of first place in the Atlantic Division as they win for the 25th time this year. 25-13-2 in 40 games. They have 52 points atop the division, lead by 2 over the Florida Panthers. So the Bruins now head home and get ready for a quick turnaround because the New York Islanders are in town to take on the Bruins tomorrow night at TD Garden. Our pregame coverage across the network will get things underway at 5:30 with a face-off scheduled for 6 o'clock. Note the slightly earlier than normal time. Now for our executive producer, Jeremy Conley, our engineer here in the booth, Curtis Papetti, and for Bob Beers, I'm Ryan Johnston. Thanks for joining us, and good night from Toronto.
Boston Bruins hockey is driven by the stylish Honda Accord, available at your local New England Honda dealers. The
Bruins are brought to you by VA New England, Granite City Electric GCE Night Train, Valvoline Instant Oil Change, Coors Banquet, your New England Ford dealers, Live Nation, Peerless Boilers, Safety Insurance, and by Shaw's and Star Market.
2 seconds, 1 second, it's over! The Bruins have won the Stanley Cup!
And by Town Fair Tire, TD Bank, your Boston area Nissan dealers, Charles D. Sheehy, Ticketmaster, Dairy Queen, Bosch Tools, Hub International New England, the Peterson School, your Eastern Region Lexus dealers, and by DraftKings Sportsbook.
After 39 long years, the Cup is back home. The Bruins are 2011 Stanley Cup champions.
Bruins Hockey is a presentation of the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
You've been listening to NHL Play-by-Play on SiriusXM. Head over to SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, for the best hockey talk.
After having played in 9 Game 7s himself, winning 7 of them, and how you can either thrive under pressure or crumble underneath it.
I almost look at Game 7s, Mark, like I do overtime in the Stanley Cup playoffs or overtime in any sporting event where you've got so much pressure on you and every play gets magnified. Could you, during the course of your career, and you don't have to name names, but could you look around the dressing room or could you look on the opposing bench and could you figure out those that wanted to be the hero and those that just wanted to avoid making the mistake? I mean, was that plain for you to see that there were those that wanted the puck on their stick with the game on the line that could thrive under pressure, and then you had the opposite as well?
I felt myself in those moments there defaulting to the more defensive side of the game. And then I played with my right winger who I won 6 Stanley Cups with, Glenn Anderson. He was the kind of guy that was trying to, really drive hard offensively and take the game and try to score the winning goal. And we're on the same line. Maybe that the difference of us in our mentalities work perfectly. But everybody's wired different. Everybody's got fear, failure. The best have that, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's okay to internalize those feelings, but you can't let them paralyze you. And it's for me, going into a Game 7, I allowed myself to visualize what if we didn't win, leading up to the game, and then slowly as you get closer to the game, you allow yourself to kind of push the negative feelings aside, and you start to fill yourself up with all the great things that are going to happen and what you need to do to execute the game plan, and of course ultimately to seeing yourself holding the trophy. And then as the game starts, all the negative and the positive go away, and then you drill yourself down into just executing the game plan, and you don't think about the what ifs and what should have been or what could have been. You just really kind of play in the moment. And I think trust becomes a massive word when you think about it. Can I trust each one of the players that are going out there to not only to do their part from a strategic standpoint, be in the right position, be in the right places at the right time, but not get undisciplined and take poor penalties at the wrong time because their ego is bruised and someone took advantage of them, and being able to hold all that in check. So there's just so many dynamics to think about for a team in order to overcome all the obstacles to win a championship. And it's fascinating to me. It's one of the reasons I was able to play 26 years, because once you do it, you understand how fun it is, but also how complicated and intricate it is to kind of get not only the team from a physical standpoint to come together, but how a team comes together emotionally, mentally, and the spirituality around a team, and the respect that lives inside that locker room is incredible.
SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio is the place for expert advice, strategy, and information for the best fantasy sports analysis to win your league. Plus, hear pick-by-pick coverage of live drafts and interviews with top players, coaches, and team executives on SiriusXM 87.
I'm Zach Crawford with your SiriusXM NHL schedule. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change, so make sure to check out SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL, at 12 p.m., the Washington Capitals are against the New York Rangers. The Capitals can be heard on Sirius 91, XM 91, Internet 950, while the Rangers are on Internet 938. At 4 p.m., the San Jose Sharks play the New Jersey Devils. The Sharks can be heard on Sirius 91, XM 91, Internet 942, while the Devils are on Internet 936. At 7 p.m., the Winnipeg Jets play against the Detroit Red Wings. The Jets feed is on Sirius 208, XM 219, Internet 951, while the Red Wings are on Internet 929. Also at 7 p.m., the Columbus Blue Jackets play the St. Louis Blues. The Blue Jackets are on Sirius 209, XM 220, Internet 927, while the Blues are on Internet 944. At 7 p.m., the Toronto Maple Leafs play against the Boston Bruins. The Maple Leafs are on Sirius 91, XM 91, Internet 946, while the Bruins are on Internet 921. At 7 p.m., the Colorado Avalanche play the Montreal Canadiens. The Avalanche are on Sirius 210, XM 221, Internet 926, and the Canadiens are on Internet 934. Also at 7 p.m., the Carolina Hurricanes play the Minnesota Wild. The Hurricanes are on XM 223, Internet 924, while the Wild are on Internet 933. At 8 p.m., the Dallas Stars play the Utah Hockey Club. You can hear the Stars on XM 201, Internet 928, and the Hockey Club on Internet 947. At 9 p.m., the Los Angeles Kings play the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Kings are on XM 202, Internet 932, while the Lightning are on Internet 945. At 10 p.m., the Calgary Flames play the Nashville Predators. The Flames are on Sirius 211, XM 222, Internet 923, while the Predators are on Internet 935. At 10 p.m., the Seattle Kraken play the Edmonton Oilers. The Kraken are on Sirius 91, XM 91, Internet 943, while the Edmonton Oilers are on Internet 930. At 10 p.m., the Vegas Golden Knights play the Buffalo Sabres. The Golden Knights are on Sirius 208, XM 219, Internet 949, while the Sabres are on Internet 922.
Get the latest news, opinion, and analysis from MMA to boxing and the professional wrestling world 24/7. SiriusXM Fight Nation, SiriusXM 156, and the SXM app.
Tampa Bay Lightning head coach John Cooper stopped by for a morning skate with Gord Stellick and Scott Laughlin on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio on SiriusXM Channel 91 to talk the keys to his success over the years and the challenge of getting to the Stanley Cup Final 3 years in a row.
John, I'm going to ask you to be a little bit self-analytical and, being in the business that you're in and knowing how successful you've been and what drives you and motivates you. What do you think has been the key to your success over the years? I mean, every league you've been in, you've won, you've had the staying power, and you've had all kinds of championship pedigree. If you say, hey, look, I'm still going strong, I'm still chasing another ring, what is it that keeps you going, and what is it in particular that you feel has made you as successful as you've been?
I would say there's a couple things. Internally, it's the fire is still burning. As I think that first and foremost is the biggest thing, because when you lose your passion for it, and I've watched it happen to people, then you might as well you should get yourself out, because you're just doing yourself and your team a disservice. So that passion is first and foremost the big thing. I would say on the other side of things, like Jeff Vinnick as an owner, and it kind of goes back to the previous question about stability. And that's one of the things we've had. And so Julian Breezeball was my general manager in the minors and now the NHL. So we've been together for how many years? We had Steve Yzerman in the early part of that, and he kind of was like the mentor. He was the actual one that brought me in, but we've had that stability. Only 2 GMs, but both of them work together. We've had one owner, one coach, basically, since I've been there, one captain, and it's this core group of guys that have all stuck together. And I think we've kind of, I don't know how to explain it, you've kind of passed the coach-player relationship because we've been there so long, and we all just have this common goal of what we need to do. And there's a lot of pride, a lot of passion with the group of guys we have, and then Julian's done a great job of kind of filling in. And when I say fill in, it's like getting the Nick Pauls, getting the Brandon Hagels, guys that are still long-term guys but that weren't, pseudo drafted into our system. And it's, we've been really fortunate that it's worked out the way it has, but I truly believe the stability, the belief, and the passion of the same group of people that have been together, and that's what's really helped us. It takes its toll, both physically and mentally, and I give our players credit, to come back and make the playoffs the next year, but, now we've been one and done for 2 years. We've had some breaks. We've had a little bit of turnover, and we need to get back. We need to get back to those, making some runs in the playoffs. And but I will sit here and say, I'd be remiss to say, those years they do take a toll, and maybe it has taken a toll in the last, couple of years on us. And but I can tell now that, a couple of years of being bounced in the first round, it's just a different vibe coming in, especially this year of seeing all the players. And there's an energy I haven't felt in a while, and I think part of that is because we have been bounced, in the last 2 years.
Mad Dog Sports Radio has the best sports talk in the business, covering sports with a passion and knowledge you need. Mad Dog Sports Radio, Sirius XM 86, and the SXM app.
I'm Zach Crawford with your SiriusXM NHL schedule. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change, so make sure to check out SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL, at 12 p.m., the Washington Capitals are against the New York Rangers. The Capitals can be heard on Sirius 91, XM 91, Internet 950, while the Rangers are on Internet 938. At 4 p.m., the San Jose Sharks play the New Jersey Devils. The Sharks can be heard on Sirius 91, XM 91, Internet 942, while the Devils are on Internet 936. At 7 p.m., the Winnipeg Jets play against the Detroit Red Wings. The Jets feed is on Sirius 208, XM 219, Internet 951, while the Red Wings are on Internet 929. Also at 7 p.m., the Columbus Blue Jackets play the St. Louis Blues. The Blue Jackets are on Sirius 209, XM 220, Internet 927, while the Blues are on Internet 944. At 7 p.m., the Toronto Maple Leafs play against the Boston Bruins. The Maple Leafs are on Sirius 91, XM 91, Internet 946, while the Bruins are on Internet 921. At 7 p.m., the Colorado Avalanche play the Montreal Canadiens. The Avalanche are on Sirius 210, XM 221, Internet 926, and the Canadiens are on Internet 934. Also at 7 p.m., the Carolina Hurricanes play the Minnesota Wild. The Hurricanes are on XM 223, Internet 924, while the Wild are on Internet 933. At 8 p.m., the Dallas Stars play the Utah Hockey Club. You can hear the Stars on XM 201, Internet 928, and the Hockey Club on Internet 947. At 9 p.m., the Los Angeles Kings play the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Kings are on XM 202, Internet 932, while the Lightning are on Internet 945. At 10 p.m., the Calgary Flames play the Nashville Predators. The Flames are on Sirius 211, XM 222, Internet 923, while the Predators are on Internet 935. At 10 p.m., the Seattle Kraken play the Edmonton Oilers. The Kraken are on Sirius 91, XM 91, Internet 943, while the Edmonton Oilers are on Internet 930. At 10 p.m., the Vegas Golden Knights play the Buffalo Sabres. The Golden Knights are on Sirius 208, XM 219, Internet 949, while the Sabres are on Internet 922.
MLB Network Radio is your home for 24/7 baseball talk, featuring on-site coverage of every major event from spring training through the World Series and expert analysis from former general managers and players. SiriusXM, Channel 89.
Iron Mike Keenan, former NHL head coach, came on the morning skate with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellick for SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. That's SiriusXM Channel 91. He was on to promote his new book, Iron Mike, My Life Behind the Bench, and he took some time to talk about his career, specifically the regrets and the influences.
When you get a chance to sit down now and you think back on all these times, any regrets?
Yeah, of course you have regrets. I had the heat turned up quite a bit at my own distraction, so I could have, and I evolved, and even Greg, you just mentioned Greg Gilbert. He said, Mike, you're completely different here in New York than you were in Chicago. So you learn from your own mistakes, and for some reason I was so driven. I took it personally if we lost, personally, and I was miserable. And I could have probably managed the principles of my coaching career and what I thought was important, that I would always stay intact with those. But the methodology could have been turned down a bit and probably
a little too intense,
a little bit smoother,
a little too intense
at times, yeah. for sure.
Now, big names: Scotty Bowman, Roger Nielsen, Tom Watt. I mean, I don't know, mentors, friends. How did they all influence Mike Keenan?
Well, first of all, I played for Tom at University of Toronto, and then we developed a close relationship, and I would talk to him a lot about coaching. Now I'm in Peterborough. He'd come and see me, and we developed sort of a minor league team for him, because the guys that couldn't play for U of T right away, like Mike Polino, come out to play with me in Oshawa. And so we developed a relationship that way. But we talked a lot about hockey. He taught me more about hockey than anybody else. And then Roger and I have a relationship through Peterborough. We're getting now into sort of the technical part of video replay and how that. And then I got Scotty Bowman, the greatest ever. He hires me for the first time, probably saw a little bit of himself in me. And he's calling me in the middle of the night after every game. He drives home from Rochester, and at 2 or 3 in the morning, and I'm not exaggerating, sometimes an hour conversation in the middle of the night. Why did you put Bob Mongrain on the penalty killing at that time? Like, okay, Scotty. But he was just, and he would test me all the time, and I just give him a firm belief in what I thought was right, and he respected that. So it was interesting and then we became friends over the years. It was a real 3 guys that really influenced my career.
That was Iron Mike Keenan, former NHL head coach and author of Iron Mike, My Life Behind the Bench. He was in conversation with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellick for the Morning Skate on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. That's SiriusXM Channel 91.
On the court and off, your home for the NBA is SiriusXM. Follow all the drama as your favorite team vies for it all. SiriusXM NBA Radio. SiriusXM 86.
I'm Zach Crawford with your SiriusXM NHL schedule. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change, so make sure to check out SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL, at 12 p.m., the Washington Capitals are against the New York Rangers. The Capitals can be heard on Sirius 91, XM 91, Internet 950, while the Rangers are on Internet 938. At 4 p.m., the San Jose Sharks play the New Jersey Devils. The Sharks can be heard on Sirius 91, XM 91, Internet 942, while the Devils are on Internet 936. At 7 p.m., the Winnipeg Jets play against the Detroit Red Wings. The Jets feed is on Sirius 208, XM 219, Internet 951, while the Red Wings are on Internet 929. Also at 7 p.m., the Columbus Blue Jackets play the St. Louis Blues. The Blue Jackets are on Sirius 209, XM 220, Internet 927, while the Blues are on Internet 944. At 7 p.m., the Toronto Maple Leafs play against the Boston Bruins. The Maple Leafs are on Sirius 91, XM 91, Internet 946, while the Bruins are on Internet 921. At 7 p.m., the Colorado Avalanche play the Montreal Canadiens. The Avalanche are on Sirius 210, XM 221, Internet 926, and the Canadiens are on Internet 934. Also at 7 p.m., the Carolina Hurricanes play the Minnesota Wild. The Hurricanes are on XM 223, Internet 924, while the Wild are on Internet 933. At 8 p.m., the Dallas Stars play the Utah Hockey Club. You can hear the Stars on XM 201, Internet 928, and the Hockey Club on Internet 947. At 9 p.m., the Los Angeles Kings play the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Kings are on XM 202, Internet 932, while the Lightning are on Internet 945. At 10 p.m., the Calgary Flames play the Nashville Predators. The Flames are on Sirius 211, XM 222, Internet 923, while the Predators are on Internet 935. At 10 p.m., the Seattle Kraken play the Edmonton Oilers. The Kraken are on Sirius 91, XM 91, Internet 943, while the Edmonton Oilers are on Internet 930. At 10 p.m., the Vegas Golden Knights play the Buffalo Sabres. The Golden Knights are on Sirius 208, XM 219, Internet 949, while the Sabres are on Internet 922.
SiriusXM NFL Radio Channel 88 brings you expert analysis from former players, coaches, and executives, plus reaction to all the latest news on the only 24/7 station dedicated to the National Football League.
Former NHL head coach Iron Mike Keenan came on the morning skate with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellick for SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, and he was asked about the long Alexei Kovalev shift during his time in New York, and he shared his side of the story about the skilled offensive talent that was Kovalev.
The Alexei Kovalev shift. I've heard 7 minutes, I've heard 9 minutes. Hey, you stay out there, you kind of figure it out. Describe to us what went into that. How long was a shift? Certainly Kovalev was a talent, that's for sure, but he was a bit of an enigma.
Super talent.
Yes.
And talented people sometimes are elusive. And Alex, I try to explain to him, you're getting 20 minutes, and I don't want the shifts to be 1 minute, so you have 20 shifts. I'm going to give you 40 shifts at 30 seconds so you can build the intensity up. Understand? Yeah, I understand, Mike. Goes out there, of course, it's a minute and a half. I said, now, Alex, the guy that's supposed to be playing behind you just missed a shift because now we're going to the next rotation. You're out there for 2 rotations. Okay, Michael. So, again, next thing, does it again. So I said, oh, my God. So I said, okay, guys, this time when he comes back to the bench, it's now going to overextend his shift. He's going to be a little tired. Don't open the doors. He comes over and I said, get out. He thinks I love him now. Get back out there, I said. So then he comes over again. And now I said, guys, he's going to want to climb into the bench because he's done. I said, when he comes over, puts his leg up, push him back out. And they pushed him. But now they are laughing on the bench. This is in New York City. Right during the game. Back there. So Alex figures it out. He scores a goal in the middle of this shift.
Wow.
He gets himself a rest. Stays out there. Finishes the period. So I think it's about 9 minutes. I walk off the bench and said, Mess, explain it to him, will you, please? He said, I will. Don't worry. I'll look after it. So as a result, we fast forward now to the playoffs in Game 6, playing New Jersey. In the Jersey series, I double shifted him. When we had to come back, and he was electrifying. Mess got the 3 goals, but Alex was a horse. And it's very talented, powerful. And the problem was he was so efficient that he could stay out, but he didn't grasp the concept of just picking up the intensity. You could see him. He could dangle and hang onto the puck, and nobody could take it from him. He was resting while he was out there.
So in essence, it was a bit of a training ground for what was to come against the Devils at the most important time.
Exactly.
Wow.
So it turned out to be a good lesson for him because that's what he did in that game. 30 seconds, 40 seconds. I just said, Alex, I'm going to double shift you. Get ready. Don't be out too long.
That was former NHL head coach Iron Mike Keenan in conversation with Gord Stellick and Scott Laughlin for the Morning Skate on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. That's SiriusXM Channel 91.
Follow every second of the action on NHL Network Radio. From behind the bench to every play on the ice. If it's hockey, it's on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91.
I'm Zach Crawford with your SiriusXM NHL schedule. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change, so make sure to check out SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL, at 12 p.m., the Washington Capitals are against the New York Rangers. The Capitals can be heard on Sirius 91, XM 91, Internet 950, while the Rangers are on Internet 938. At 4 p.m., the San Jose Sharks play the New Jersey Devils. The Sharks can be heard on Sirius 91, XM 91, Internet 942, while the Devils are on Internet 936. At 7 p.m., the Winnipeg Jets play against the Detroit Red Wings. The Jets feed is on Sirius 208, XM 219, Internet 951, while the Red Wings are on Internet 929. Also at 7 p.m., the Columbus Blue Jackets play the St. Louis Blues. The Blue Jackets are on Sirius 209, XM 220, Internet 927, while the Blues are on Internet 944. At 7 p.m., the Toronto Maple Leafs play against the Boston Bruins. The Maple Leafs are on Sirius 91, XM 91, Internet 946, while the Bruins are on Internet 921. At 7 p.m., the Colorado Avalanche play the Montreal Canadiens. The Avalanche are on Sirius 210, XM 221, Internet 926, and the Canadiens are on Internet 934. Also at 7 p.m., the Carolina Hurricanes play the Minnesota Wild. The Hurricanes are on XM 223, Internet 924, while the Wild are on Internet 933. At 8 p.m., the Dallas Stars play the Utah Hockey Club. You can hear the Stars on XM 201, Internet 928, and the Hockey Club on Internet 947. At 9 p.m., the Los Angeles Kings play the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Kings are on XM 202, Internet 932, while the Lightning are on Internet 945. At 10 p.m., the Calgary Flames play the Nashville Predators. The Flames are on Sirius 211, XM 222, Internet 923, while the Predators are on Internet 935. At 10 p.m., the Seattle Kraken play the Edmonton Oilers. The Kraken are on Sirius 91, XM 91, Internet 943, while the Edmonton Oilers are on Internet 930. At 10 p.m., the Vegas Golden Knights play the Buffalo Sabres. The Golden Knights are on Sirius 208, XM 219, Internet 949, while the Sabres are on Internet 922.
Hear it all on demand. Your favorite shows, your favorite games. Don't miss a second of your favorite SiriusXM programming on demand with the SiriusXM app. Download it now for free.
Former Buffalo Sabres head coach Don Granato was on the morning skate with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellick for SiriusXM NHL Network Radio Channel 91 to talk about how different today's athletes are, as well as what it's been like to watch Austin Matthews grow.
It's really a switch in the last 10 years. First birth year I had at the national team program was 95 birth year. So it was JT Compher, Tyler Mott, that group. You have them for 2 years, so the next birth year coming in was the 97s, which was prolific. It was Austin Matthews and Matthew Tkachuk and McAvoy and Hanifin and Werenski. And I remember talking to the coaches back then that this birth year is way different than the 95 birth year. And this summer, ironically, I picked up a book that titled The Anxious Generation. And I thought it was very well documented, and the author used the iPhone. And the iPhone came out in 2008 or 6, somewhere in that range. But social media didn't hit hard on the iPhone where you could rate a kid's looks if you're a high school student. And so judging other people on a social media app on the iPhone was about 2013. And so now you think about all these kids going to high school, and we never had this. They could be made fun of on social media. They don't even know it, and they're walking out of a classroom and people are laughing. Yeah. So it's a different world we all live in because we're all criticized and compared to more and faster. And with that, you need to balance that with support. And I think, lots of coaches that have gone that I watch around the league in the NHL, there's a lot of great coaches and a lot of good young coaches that are really good at that. The X's and O's, I say to people, are easy now. When the X's and O's are a very simple part of hockey. It's connecting with people and getting people motivated and excited. And that's changed dramatically. X's and O's became big when video hit the computer. You could watch 100 or 1,000 forechecks over and over and over and say, okay, these are the key components on a forecheck. And so, you didn't have to be in the NHL to become better at that. So that's the easy part. I just can't imagine doing this or that I did it. I called Brian Matthews one time in Austin's U17 year. And I said, Brian, do you have any idea how good your son is? And his reply was no. Like, what are you talking about? Why are you, what is this conversation? And I had to explain to him, and I said, I think this is what's going to happen in Austin. I said, you honestly have to prepare for your life to become very chaotic and crazy. And lo and behold, he gets drafted in Toronto instead of some different market. And we know how crazy it can be here.
Oh yeah.
But and then the last thing I'll say on it is I remember leading up to the draft, lots of people said, can he handle Toronto? And I thought, absolutely, no problem. And the biggest thing for me is when a young player comes in the league, and we talked about it earlier, if they're a -2 or -3 and they have a really tough night, you get to know how they're going to respond. And some that breaks their confidence, and maybe they need a stint in the AHL. You got to get them out of the pressure. But Austin was so good that if that happened, and when it's happened in his career, it doesn't hurt his confidence. He knows that he's in that category of player that I know I can redeem myself just get me to the next game now. And the best players can do that. And that's a different echelon of player at the NHL level that can do that. So if you look at the top players in the NHL, their confidence is not going to break. The guys right under that, they have a bad night. They may not want that next game.
The PGA Tour comes to life on SiriusXM. It's your destination for everything on the tour. Hear live hole-by-hole coverage and expert analysis. PGA Tour Radio, SiriusXM 92.
I'm Zach Crawford with your SiriusXM NHL schedule. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change, so make sure to check out SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL, at 12 p.m., the Washington Capitals are against the New York Rangers. The Capitals can be heard on Sirius 91, XM 91, Internet 950, while the Rangers are on Internet 938. At 4 p.m., the San Jose Sharks play the New Jersey Devils. The Sharks can be heard on Sirius 91, XM 91, Internet 942, while the Devils are on Internet 936. At 7 p.m., the Winnipeg Jets play against the Detroit Red Wings. The Jets feed is on Sirius 208, XM 219, Internet 951, while the Red Wings are on Internet 929. Also at 7 p.m., the Columbus Blue Jackets play the St. Louis Blues. The Blue Jackets are on Sirius 209, XM 220, Internet 927, while the Blues are on Internet 944. At 7 p.m., the Toronto Maple Leafs play against the Boston Bruins. The Maple Leafs are on Sirius 91, XM 91, Internet 946, while the Bruins are on Internet 921. At 7 p.m., the Colorado Avalanche play the Montreal Canadiens. The Avalanche are on Sirius 210, XM 221, Internet 926, and the Canadiens are on Internet 934. Also at 7 p.m., the Carolina Hurricanes play the Minnesota Wild. The Hurricanes are on XM 223, Internet 924, while the Wild are on Internet 933. At 8 p.m., the Dallas Stars play the Utah Hockey Club. You can hear the Stars on XM 201, Internet 928, and the Hockey Club on Internet 947. At 9 p.m., the Los Angeles Kings play the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Kings are on XM 202, Internet 932, while the Lightning are on Internet 945. At 10 p.m., the Calgary Flames play the Nashville Predators. The Flames are on Sirius 211, XM 222, Internet 923, while the Predators are on Internet 935. At 10 p.m., the Seattle Kraken play the Edmonton Oilers. The Kraken are on Sirius 91, XM 91, Internet 943,